morning, good morning, good morning to all the followers of the Philippine home-based virtual assistance community, which is our page, our Facebook page. And also, we would like to welcome all our members of the Philippine home-based virtual assistance community, all the 79,000 members. I hope you're all, well, if not all, at least most of you are tuned in today, and we invite you to share this. We invite you to join us in so that you can have a lot of learnings today, and we promise you and guarantee that this is something that you will truly enjoy because it's something that, if you are an aspiring VA or virtual assistant, this is something that you would want to begin with. Before we proceed, before anything else, I'm just doing this as a parang testing na rin. So just to make sure that everything is running smoothly. Our speakers will be joining us in a bit a while. I have here a link. If you can please um, comment on it or respond to this link I will be sharing with you. It's most of a survey. We just want to know what are your expectations as you attend this webinar. Please click it here. For the page, I'm writing it down. And for the community, I'm also going to share it with you guys so that all of you who are watching and attending, I hope you will attend the entire training, or not training, sorry, the webinar. It will be from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. So it's a 2 hour webinar. So please join us in. And we want to know that, kindly hold on. I'm just going to admit our attendees. Okay. So later on, we will be doing the introduction for all of them. Right, kindly hold on. Here is the link for all of you guys who will be attending this free webinar. Kindly click the link. I've shared it via SurveyMonkey. It will be very important to us to also see the expectations of our attendees of why you are aspiring or wanting to attend something like this. All right, so let us officially, hindi pa yun official start, no? Nagpe-pre, ano lang ako, parang pre-opening spills lang ako just to make sure that our technology is running well, everything is okay. I hope you are all pumped up and looking forward to this webinar as we are. And all of our speakers have really prepared for you guys so that you can also learn and understand. And let me just share. Mali pala yung na-sharean ko ng link. Let me just refresh the group. Kindly hold on. You will see the link to the survey doon sa kung nasaan tayo live, no? Sa page na i-post ko na. I'm just refreshing the ones from the community so that I can post the Survey Monkey link for those who are attending or who will be attending. Kindly click the Survey Monkey live video right now, okay? I'm just looking for the live here. All right. So it's at the bottom, meron comment section. Doon ko nilagay yung ating link to the survey. It's called, What Do You Look Forward from Attending This Webinar? Kindly click that. To all those who are going to attend this webinar, please help us out. Help us to understand more on how we can improve the way we do the free webinars too. What are your expectations? Let us know so that in the near future, God willing, we can also share some more insights, more impactful information to you, because certainly there are a lot of questions in your mind. So the one that we're going to do today is something as a beginner, no? It's just one step that we're preparing you or helping you out in terms of preparing your career as a home-based professional. All right, and now let us officially begin our webinar. Are you ready for the new normal? And I hope you are all ready, pumped up. If you can please comment here, attending at the bottom of the live video so that we know, or just a thumbs up so that we know who's already joining us and we know who's attending already the webinar before I start with our official script. With our official webinar itself. So please send us a thumbs up or a comment attending so that we all know who's here, and so that we can also acknowledge your presence. Okay. You You can also share this, guys. Feel free to share. It's free naman. We also have it in our page, and we also have it here in our community so that you can actually invite your friends, whoever you wish to invite to attend this free webinar. And again, if you can please comment below attending or thumbs up so that we know that you are actually in this um, webinar. Okay. So now let's officially start the webinar. So welcome to all the attendees. This is a free webinar entitled Are You Ready for the New Normal? Your roadmap to become a VA or a virtual assistant. I am the facilitator of this webinar. I am Dolores, the founder of this community and also the Facebook page. Thank you for your time. This free webinar will help you prepare and understand in designing your roadmap to actionable steps to becoming a virtual assistant or a home based professional or a working from home professional. We want you to understand that being a VA or a home based professional is a serious job, and we all consider this as a career. This is not just a gig. If you are serious about launching your home based career, you must commit to learning anew and discover the things you need to equip yourself and have the right skills in order for you to become successful in this field. This free webinar will be the start in guiding you as you, of course, as you create your roadmap to it. Okay, we want you to think being a VA, it requires patience, perseverance, and dedication. Once you have grown to accept that this is what you desire to do, when we are here to help you. When I say this is what you desire to do, it's a long-term thing for you. It's not just a gig like what I've mentioned a while ago. So we are here to help you and we want you to succeed in this career. Okay. Let me just share with you some expectations and actions that may be required of you as you pursue this career. So I made an acronym. It's called CAPTION, CAPTION. So you can easily remember. Parang ito yung magiging guide ninyo, no, as you design your roadmap as a VA. So the first letter is C. It goes for challenges. There will be a lot of challenges. Maybe you've already been trying to apply right now, kahit wala ka pang understanding of what working from home is or what a virtual assistant is. The challenges maybe you're getting rejected because you may not complying or not even complying, parang you're not qualified at all dun sa position that you're applying for. These are challenges for you. Adaptation. Maybe you have not adapted yourself into this environment, into this industry. So you really have to consider those things, okay? B, preparation. Again, you may have not prepared yourself. And in terms of preparation, it's not just about your resume that you have to prepare. It's your holistic. It's the everything. Now you have to have a roadmap. Again, that's why we're just teaching you here and guiding you with this one. You have tech savvy. No, in order for you to really, let me just admit, in order for you to really understand all the things or the facets of working from home. Okay. So for letter I, it's interest. You have to create what works for you. Okay. So you have to create what you really are interested about working from home. What kind of a career would you like to develop? So create that interest first. Opportunities, once you have that, it will then be a follow through. No, let me just read something here. Okay. And then lastly, when you have the opportunities, you have to create it as well. Don't just wait for it to come to you. You have to prepare yourself for that opportunity so that you can also eventually do it. No? And lastly, never stop learning. So this is a part of us. This is a partner for us already. It's a continuous thing for us. It doesn't mean na alam na namin to, I won't do this anymore. I won't study this anymore. As a virtual assistant or a home-based professional, it is a must for us to really discover things that will help us in performing our duties and responsibilities as a VA. Okay? Today, we are joined by two seasoned virtual assistants, but for them, of course, to share their um, journey, no? How they started. So right now, they're no longer called as a VA because yung position nila along the way, syempre, nag-elevate them. So they will share their humble beginnings with us. And our first speaker naman for today, she will also share her insights as she's just very new in the VA world, no? She attended the training provided by our community and then eventually developed that, enhanced it, and with her experience, parang pinag-merge niya yon, and voila, she was able to get a position in a company that's called Transcend International. I will introduce them properly later on. I'm just giving you an insight of who our speakers for today. And of course, we are also joined by our partners from Asus PH, two of the wonderful gentlemen that they have in Asus PH. I will also introduce them to you later on during their presentation. Okay. Here is a quote that I want to share with you guys. Let me just admit someone. Okay. This is a quote I would love to share with you, and I read, "Everything in life happens for a reason. No matter how hard or how unfair it may be, something better will always come out of it." The writer of this is anonymous, but I'm just reading the quote, and I think that is relevant for us. You know, everything that we may be doing right now, you feel like it's really challenging, no, as of this moment in time, but certainly you just need to be guided accordingly. At the end of the rainbow, there's a golden path awaits you, no? So I want you to think that way. That's why, remember the caption, CAPTION, a while ago. Write that down if you want, so that it will also a start of your designing your roadmap to it. At least you know for a fact that there will be challenges. You need to adapt to it. You need to be prepared for it. You have to be tech savvy as part of your qualities. You have to create the interest of you. If you're not interested, if you're here just because you need a job or you need the money, I don't think that is a good motivator for you as well. Okay, so create the opportunities for you. Don't just wait for the opportunity to come, and never stop learning. These are key elements that will somehow help you design your roadmap as you start your VA career. As we begin with this webinar, we would like to thank our official and exclusive partner in our community for being a part of this webinar, and watch out for the rest of their announcements later on during their presentation. Let us all welcome in our community Asus PH. Thank you for trusting and for also being a part of this advocacy. We invited them because I believe the community needs a support something like this, and hopefully vice versa, we can help them and they can help us as well. So I'm looking forward for a fruitful partnership within the community and Asus PH. Of course, guys, I would highly promote that if you're going to purchase something, wait for their announcement. Balay nyo, baka meron silang, wow, something for us. I cannot promise anything, but that is something that I want to hear also. It's a beneficial partner that we're looking forward to, and I hope that they can help us with that and vice versa. Okay? So let us now officially start the webinar. We ask for you to lend us your ears. I hope you are really tuned in, listening to it, attentive to it. And if you have questions, feel free to ask questions and comments. I will be reading them after each of our speaker. So I hope the comments and the questions that you're going to throw in will be relevant to the topic of each of the speaker who will be discussing their topic with you. So please make sure that your questions will be aligned so that I can read that and ask the question on behalf of you. I will ask it to the speaker. Probably I'll choose two questions, and then as we go along, I will read the comments. No? Kindly hold on. So for our house rules, that's it. You have to send a comment, and the question should be relevant to the presentation that is happening for each speaker. Okay, so let us get started with our first speaker. I hope our first speaker is ready. You can message me here if you are first speaker. You can message me via. Okay, thank you. Okie dokie. So let me officially properly introduce her to you. She started her journey as a home based professional, completed the VA Ready training course from the Philippine home based virtual assistance community, and got hired as the Academy Program Manager for Transcend International, a global provider of programs and services that help individuals and organizations adapt and optimize in the increasing challenges that we face today. No? Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome and listen to the presentation of Miss Jo Butaran. Take it away, Miss Jo.
Hello and good evening, good morning to everybody. And before I start, um, I'd like to greet everyone a happy Independence Day today. Okay, so as Miss Tiny has mentioned, I am one of the members of this community, the Philippine home-based virtual assistance group. And I will be talking to you today about how to transition from corporate work to work from home. And I was asked to talk to you about this not because of my unique perspective as an HR manager, but because I myself have gone through this transition fairly recently. Okay, so before I start, um, let me show you, um, let me paint a picture of how employment looks like in the new normal. Currently, we are all experiencing what we now call as the global new normal, which is the state of being after some dramatic change has transpired, which in our case is the COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic has caused a shift in normalcy as people and businesses react to the changes happening around them. So, what was once standard or not typical all of a sudden became commonplace and necessary. And unfortunately, with a crisis of this magnitude, there is no returning to the old normal or the normal as we knew it before. What was it like to work in the old normal? Basically, the daily work cycle of an employee involves commuting to get to the office, working in the office for 9 plus hours, and then commuting back from the office to get home. And depending on where the employee lives, they get only a limited time at home. And because of the pandemic and because there were no more transportation and commute is very limited, a lot of things have changed in our daily working environment. So what is it like in the new normal? Unfortunately, because of the effect of the COVID, um, a lot of companies either shut down, downsized, or have stopped hiring. So people who were expecting to get hired last February suddenly found themselves unemployed. And we are facing massive unemployment because a lot of these unemployed workers will be having a lot of difficulties finding employment because not a lot of companies are hiring at the moment. On the flip side, companies who were resistant to flexible schedules before are now forced to allow their employees to work remotely. So we have more possibilities for remote work. And then one of the biggest shifts we have witnessed in our country is the push towards digitalization. That's why we have all these webinars happening in all of the platforms in social media. As people and businesses were forced into lockdown, we were forced to adapt and adopt technologies to converse, connect, and collaborate with our teammates, with our clients, with our suppliers, and also with our friends. Unfortunately, this brought about more stringent standards in accepting hires. So there is more need for information technology knowledge, and hiring is a lot more skill based more than anything else. So, what now? Do we work from home? Do we continue to work in our office? We fortunately have the welcome choice or the option to work remotely, whether we continue to work in our corporate office. Some companies are now giving the option of working remotely, or we can work as a virtual assistant or a freelancer. Unfortunately, we also are given the major challenge of changing our corporate work habits and adapting to the remote era. How is this done? Okay. So, first of all, we need to make a plan. Whether we plan to continue working from the office or working from home or working both from the office and at home, we have to create a plan on how or where to direct our career in the future. We need to make plans knowing that those plans may change, because the biggest learning we have received from COVID is that anything and everything can change in a matter of in an instant. So our plans need to be flexible, and we need to have plans for contingencies. Okay. We also need to set up your goals. What do you want to achieve? What is your timeline? What are your actionable goals? So these things you need to set straight. Okay. So you start by evaluating yourself. Take an inventory of your skills and past experience. For example, you've been working in the corporate sector as administrative assistant for the past couple of years. So, what are your technical skills? What are your functional skills? What are your people skills? Your technical skills might include email management, document filing, encoding, etc. So functional skills are your skills in information management, for example, because you handle files and information, your communication skills, your reporting skills, and then people skills or your interpersonal skills. This will be dependent on, or this will be closely related to what we know as your EQ and your AQ, or your emotional quotient and your adversity quotient. And this will help you a lot to get to know who you are, what you need to know, what else you need to know, okay, what you're good at, and what you need to change if there are some negative attitudes that you need to change. Okay. You can also talk to your colleagues, managers, team leaders, counselors, or coaches if you have any. Okay. So you can get an objective evaluation by asking them to critique you on a project that you've previously worked on, and then ask them what you're good at or what are the things that you need to be better at. Um, After this, um, you will get a sense of your value not in comparison to someone else, but value in terms of knowing what you can bring to the table. So you can say that you are a good candidate for this position, not because you have been an administrative assistant for the past so and so years, but because you have these skills, this knowledge to back you up in whatever tasks that you might be assigned to. So other tools that can help you in your evaluation is doing a disc profile. which will give you your personality profile, and also SWOT analysis. So you might think that SWOT analysis is, well, it's usually done as a business analysis for marketing. But if you are going to start working as a virtual assistant or as a freelancer, you have to think of yourself as a business of one. So you provide services to your client, and you are your own product. So you need to know how to market that product. Okay. The next is to do your research. We already know who you are, okay, and the value you bring. So we need to know what, where, when, and how much. What are the jobs available? Where can you find these jobs? When? What's the timeline for the jobs? And how much? How much are they offering? Or how much do you require to be paid for such a task? You can do your research on several platforms. There's Google, Facebook, LinkedIn. There are a number of job hiring platforms in the internet, like Job Street or Indeed. But always be mindful. You need to practice discernment. You need to read the context and the fine print. Okay, not everything that you see or find in your research, not everything that you see on the internet is true. Okay, um, you there are a lot of scammers out there, so you really have to be careful. Other ways of doing your research is attending webinars like this, joining groups and communities, and learning from the current people who are working in the industry. So why? Because these are the people who already went through or who are going through what you want to be. So you can pattern your goals, actually, your plans from these people who already did the research for you. They've already been where you want to be. So they are a good example. Okay, next. So if you know already what you want to do, you can start your application. When you know what types of job that you want to apply for, and you found a specific job, for example, study the job advertisement. Compare it with your evaluation. Be your own objective recruiter. Note, you need to be objective and you make a research on the company that you want to apply for. Okay. Visit their website. This is so that you know that what their products are, what their services are, and who their customers are. If you will be working for this company, then it will be helpful for you to know where they're coming from. You can also visit their social media, like their Facebook, LinkedIn, so you will get to know their culture. You will get to know how they are presenting themselves to their customers. Because uh, in all likelihood, this will be the values they will also be looking for their employees. Okay, so all of this research that you've done will be helpful to you in preparing your application when you prepare your resume, your letter of application, and your cover letter. Because when you know the company and you know the job ad, you know what to highlight in your application. Okay. Um, when you get an interview, when you get the schedule for your interview, you should make a confirmation letter. You should send the confirmation letter. This will show the company that you have received their initial invitation and that you are available on their said on the said date or time. And then it will also tell them that you have understood their instructions, if there were any given instructions. Prepare for your interview. Do mock interviews. Talk to yourself in the mirror. Do a Zoom meeting by yourself so you know how you look like in front of the camera or in front of the screen. Practice the STAR technique in answering interview questions. Prepare the interview questions and do your replies. You can assume, or that may not be a really good word, but you can assume the questions that they will ask you and start preparing for answers. Be on time. You need to prepare your hardware or the software that you need to use a day before. So you have to make sure that you have the hardware, the software installed in your computer if you have a computer, or if you're using your phone, that you have it on your phone. And then be ready 30 minutes before. Make sure that the camera is working, your headphone is working. Everything has to be ready 30 minutes before you log on. But do not log on way ahead of time. Make sure to log on at least 5 minutes early, just so they know that you're on time. And you don't want to make your interviewer wait for you. It's better that you wait for them. You also need to make a good first impression. So it's important to prepare your background. We don't want people walking around behind you or dancing behind you. We've seen a lot of those funny videos already. So you have to make sure that you have a good, solid background. And then you have to have proper grooming. Also, in face to face interviews, normally you are given the advice to have a solid handshake. For online interviews, you have to have a solid hello. So people should see the smile on your eyes, and they should see and feel the smile when you say hello. So on the very first hello, they will feel comfortable with you, and they will already see how sincere you are in this interview. Okay, so after the interview, you make a thank you letter. You send it to your interviewer, thank them for their time, and then if they have given you the timeline when they will be getting back to you, make a follow up letter. This will tell them that you really are interested in the job, and this will also show you're professional. And then for after the interview, also you should do a post interview evaluation. Uh, be objective and answer. Uh, make an evaluation on what went right and what could have been better. Why? This will give you your own advice, or this will show you what to do on your next interview. This could tell you how to make the next interview better and tell you what are the things that you should avoid, so your next interview can be more smooth. Okay, so while you're waiting to be hired, it is also good to prepare your workplace. You need a good working environment, proper light and ventilation, and minimum distractions. So it is not advisable to work from your dining room table, only because a lot of people in your house will be going through that dining area. And also start preparing the necessary tools and equipment. You need a proper table and chair, PC, a working PC. Usually, companies have a requirement for the PCs, and if you need a headset, uh, noise canceling headset, if you're into sales, so make preparations how you can get these things. Also, of course, you need a good working Wi-Fi, stable and reliable. And then you need to know your working schedule. If your house, or if you have chores to do in the house in the morning, then probably it's better for you to set your working schedule at night. Or if you're more busy in the nighttime, it's probably better to schedule your work in the morning. It's better for you to schedule your chores around your working schedule and not the other way around. And then make sure you and your family knows your schedule, so that they do not disturb you during the times that you're working, and you don't get distracted as well. Okay. So once you're hired, what to do? So double down on your workplace. Since you are now going to be working, you need to make sure that your workplace is conducive to working. And then make a schedule and work to stick to your schedule. Okay, schedule your daily routine and your work schedule, and inform your friends and family. So your friends cannot just drop in and make yaya to go to the mall anymore, because they need to know you're now working from home. And just because you're home doesn't mean that you have a free schedule. And then take advantage of your onboarding to ask questions in your new company. Do not make assumptions, because you will not be working in the company. You will not be seeing your colleagues, and you're not be seeing exactly how they work. It is better for you to ask questions to know what are the policies for everything, and make sure you understand these policies. Get to know your colleagues and get them to know you. Again, you will not be working side by side with your colleagues. So you need to take the time to get to know them, and for them to get to know you. So you will have a better working relationship. And last but not the least, you need to keep learning. We need to evolve. And um, especially now with digitalization, everything is improving at the very rapid rate. So we need to keep up. And that ends my presentation. Thank you to everybody for listening. And then thank you also to the icons I used from Platicon.
Miss Joy, you might want to show your beautiful face so that they know that it's not recorded.
Ah, sige po. Kasi I have a difficulty using my laptop
Oh, okay.
with ano. But I'll be joining you soon.
All right, sige. No problem. Do you have questions, guys, that you would want to ask Miss Jo before I let her go? Because it's very interesting what she discussed, no? Most of the times, yung mga applicants nowadays, parang they feel like kasi, ay, experiencado na ako, okay na yan, I can just submit my resume as I wish, no? But then, now that you have heard the presentation by Miss Jobutaran, I wish and I hope that you will take note of all of these tips, no? It's really going to be helpful for you guys kasi we know that the Facebook is very rampant in terms of yung mga announcement about working from home, yung mga postings. This is a way also for you to identify ano yung totoo at hindi totoong work. So that's why we're doing this for the purpose of hello. Can you please sir, pa-off mo na ng video niyo po. Uh, Sino ba yung naka-on? Hindi ko nakikita. Asus Vivo Mini. Can you please turn off your camera muna po? Naka-on na kasi kayo. Thank you. Yeah, so it is really a good way of reminding you guys, especially those who are new in this industry, to really read and understand the type of work you are applying for. All of the things mentioned by Miss Jobotaran is going to be helpful for you if you have written it down, if you have taken note of it. It's going to improve the way you do it. So these are small, tiny steps now that you can begin with, that you can start doing as we go along in your career, as you design your roadmap. para na sa ganon, hindi kayo nag-iisip, bakit hindi kaya ako binibigyan pansin nung aking ina-applyan? Maybe because of how you also present yourself. So I hope that you've already taken note of that. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to show you Miss Jo Butaran there. Miss Jo Butaran is the first one who presented to you guys a while ago, and she is there. You can see her beautiful face now. Can you hear me, Miss Jo?
Yes po, I can hear you po.
Okay. So there she is. At least alam niyong hindi recorded, no?
Hindi po ako
She's
fake.
now yeah, she's now working with Transcend International, and her responsibility there is also to in terms of training and programs, no? So that's why it's very helpful na yung kanya napuntahan is something that she can also share with us, and it's really nice to hear. Miss Jo, thank you so much for the presentation. It's really lovely. The content is really, for me, ako, eksperyensado na ako, but for me, I really find it very
Mhm.
juicy pa and informative kasi it's going to help a lot of people na hindi nga alam yung kanilang steps on how to do it. Yeah, we know how to do it, but the right way to do it, this is what we're trying to educate you with, guys. Any feedback from you? Kasi si Miss Jo attended our training from the community. How was it helpful in terms of you preparing for this industry or in this career?
Actually po, most of what I said, nakuha ko rin sa training natin. Um, from research also, and then pinagsama-sama mo lang, you'll see what works and what doesn't work. So, kung paano magplan, and then what are the tools that we need to do. Yung mga shinare ko, konti lang siya, pero there are a lot of things and a lot of tools that we can take advantage of, that we can learn from our workshop, again, yeah, from the webinar. Kasi there are a lot of webinars right now na
Yeah.
makikita kayo sa Facebook. And you have to be careful kung ano yung sasalihan mo and ano yung pakikinggan mo. Kasi syempre sayang yung 1 hour, 2 hours
Yes,
na makikinig
certainly.
ka, and then wala ka naman palang nakuha.
Matutunan, ano?
Wala ka namang natutunan kasi ad lang pala siya for
Yes,
a
exactly.
paid
So,
webinar din. So,
yes,
yun po.
tama ka doon. Tama yung sinabi ni Miss Jo, no? A lot of parang clickbait ang dating, no? It's
Correct.
parang clickbait. So for us naman kasi here, we're trying to make it a point na, yeah, maybe there are things that we can mention from time to time, but that not the intention of this is really to, oh, bumili kayo ha, dapat bumili kayo. It's not really that, because we're also helping you guys dito sa community natin. It's not just aspiring VAs or experienced VAs ang meron. We also have companies who hire qualified VAs. So if they will also see na tayo continuously providing assistance and help to our members, palagay nyo ba hindi sila magiging engganyo, parang to entice to keep on promoting their job openings to our community, kasi nakikita nila na okay, itong community na to, they help their members. And I hope you're taking advantage of this kasi nga we want you to really become successful, just like Miss Jo. Siya lagi yung aking parang example. Kasi nga, I'm happy. Hindi ko sinasabing dahil sa akin, pero I'm happy because she made it. She made it through. Parang ginawa niya maging successful siya. And not because of me or not because of anything, because pinakita niya sa sarili niya, she wants to do it. So that's what we're trying to push you guys to do. This is not just a gig. This is not just a one-time thing, and it's not a needs a meet to our end, or needs to an end, or what's that? That's the saying. A meets basta yon,
Means to an
a
end.
means to an end, exactly. Because yung iba ganon ang iniisip, na parang kailangan ko lang siya ngayon kasi pandemic, wala akong trabaho. I hope that would change now, no? Your mindset would change na this is going to provide you a good career, a good opportunity if you're great creating that opportunity for you guys. So thank you so much, Miss Jo. So far wala naman tayong questions. I'm monitoring it, but I love the presentation you've provided, and hopefully our members and those who will be watching this after the replay would also take advantage of all the learnings that we are sharing with them. Thank you for your wonderful time, and
Thank you po.
yeah, Miss Jo is also busy kaya I will let her go. Thank you so much, Miss Jo. Just stay put na lang doon sa ating messenger just in case I would love to call you back or whatsoever. But
Yes.
anyways, at least you have seen her lovely, beautiful face. This is Miss Jo Butaran. She's also one of the
Thank,
members and admins of our community. Thank you and have a wonderful day, Miss Jo
thank you
Butaran.
po.
Thank you. Okay, I have a comment here, Miss Jolay. Wait. Miss Queen Georgina, being new, I also wish you could also do webinar about how to know or spot the scammers while applying. Thank you for Queen of Georgina. It was mentioned a while ago by Miss Jo Butaran. I hope you were able to catch it up. And yet, in our YouTube channel, the Philippine Home-Based Virtual Assistants YouTube channel, we've already created an informative video about that, how you can really spot a scammer or a job scam. So please go to our YouTube channel after this webinar so that most of yung itong tanong na to ay nagawan ko na naman to ng sagot. So
Opo.
just go to our channel na lang, McQueen Georgina, after the webinar. Thank you,
Tsa-
McQueen. Yep,
Tsaka
go
po,
ahead.
tsaka rin, that's why it's very important for you to join a community. Kasi, for
Yes,
example, sa mga ganitong cases, you can ask your fellow members, may nakita
correct.
akong ad na ganito, it looks
You
fishy
can
to me.
vouch, no?
What do
Yeah,
you think? Oo. May mga
yes.
mapagtatanungan kayo. At hindi lang sa scammers, with the work you do, for example, may boss asked me to do this. Ginawa niyo na ba to? Paano kaya
Ganitong
natin
kind of
gawin?
work.
Oo,
Yeah, true,
important
true.
na may fallback kayo. Yung community is very important sa ganitong work. Kasi wala kayong kasama sa bahay. Wala kayong
Correct.
kasamang ka-work ninyo. So, itong community yung tutulong sa inyo talaga to be
Yes, that's so
successful.
true. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are a member of different communities, not only here, no? But if you're going to join a
Mm-mm.
community, make sure na tinignan nyo din siya. Ano ba yung content ng community, no? Meron ba siyang value na na-share sa inyo? Kumbaga, kung hindi kayo parang pinagkakita. In our community, we're proud to say na hindi naman ganun yung aming mindset sa awa naman ng Diyos. We're trying to provide knowledge, information that will really be helpful for you, all of you who are trying to become a home-based professional. So once again, thank you so much, Miss Jobataran. Just stay
Thank
put on
you.
our messenger. And okay, so wala naman na tayong comments na. All right. Thank you so much. And moving forward to our next speaker that I'm going to introduce to all of you guys. Let me just open my script. All right. Our next speaker, this is you from Virtual Elves. That's my cue. Our next presenter serves as the HR manager of Virtual Elves Outsourcing Solutions. She is adept at creating procedures, processes, documents, and systems and uses this skill or skills to support the fulfillment of Virtual Elves' mission. Prior to working at Virtual Elves, she worked as a customer service officer in a pharmaceutical company where she traveled and covered the Visayas area. Her experience in the corporate world gave her enough understanding and knowledge in managing both the offshore companies and the virtual assistants here in the Philippines. She holds a master's degree. O see, may mga master's degree pa kami. Nakikikami ako. Ako wala pa. She holds a master's degree in business administration from the University of the Philippine Visayas. She has been with Virtual Elves from the beginning in 2010, having supported Christy Smith, the owner of the agency, as a virtual assistant, and she is now in charge of virtual assistant operations in the Philippines. Friends, let us all welcome Miss Cherilyn Bonachita. Okay. Good morning, Sherry.
Hi everyone. Hope everyone's okay
Hello.
today.
Yeah, I think they're all pumped up. By the way,
Yeah.
I mentioned kasi you have a master's degree. Baka kasi matanong nila, kailangan ba or required ba as a VA na may master's degree? You answered, Cherry.
Not definitely not necessary. Although helpful siya and it's not necessary and you'll know why as I present client relations
Yeah.
today.
Take it away, Miss Cherilyn Bonachita.
Thank you. So guys, I'm going to share my screen. First, I'm going to share my desktop screen because it's Asus Vivo Book. And we have here the guys from Asus. So yeah. Hope this works well. Let me know. Can you see my screen, guys?
Okay, your screen is not sharing yet, but we can see
Can you see my
you.
screen?
There, naglo-load na, Cherry. Naglo-load na siya.
All right. Just
It's loading up.
okay. Pero kung hindi makita, I'll just go ahead and, share my...
There, it's already loading up lang. Mabagal lang siya.
Okay. Well, this is what's happening if it's live, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's expected.
yeah. So, medyo hindi lahat okay because it's live. And I think it's better this way kasi, ano, nakikita mo paano talaga the reality of how things work in the virtual world.
Ayan, nag-ano na, nag-up na siya. By the way, guys, hindi si Megan Aguilar ang nakikita nyo, ha? That's Cherilyn Bonachita.
Wow naman. Ito talaga si Tiny. It's really one of her strengths to, make people feel special and yeah.
Go ahead, Cherry.
Yeah, okay. Great. So it's nakikita niyo na, right?
Yes, yes, we do, we do.
Okay. Let me just remove this screen quickly. Um, yeah, it's low, right? I mean, I see there. Okay, that's me. Um, I know you can see me as well, but it's fine. I'll just be as beautiful as I can be. So this is
That's the spirit.
yeah. So they again, so that you guys will know that this is not recorded. This is live. This is me here. I had to prepare for you guys because you're all special. So this is a laptop. This is the typical work from home setup where you have your ball pen, your notebook, and your laptop. So, and this is me, Cheri Bonachita. So right now I'm going to talk about client relations. Let me just tell you what client relation is about. This is a fact. It's common for independent professionals to focus their resources on gaining new business. However, new projects don't always mean new clients. Agree? It doesn't mean that you always have new client coming in. Client relations is having more projects, more work, and building and maintaining strong relationship with existing clients can set you up for a repeat business. And even if clients don't return to you, they may recommend you to colleagues. So it could be na hindi ka nabigyan ng new projects or even your client hindi na tumuloy for some reason, but they would refer you to someone because they really really like you. They really have a strong relationship with you. So you see, I got this fact from mbopartner.com, which is a workforce consultancy company, and I think that this is the exact definition that I want about client relations. So again, it's not necessarily new customers or new clients. It's more on getting new projects or referrals because again they like you, you have the skills, you have enough of what it takes to be their partner in business. So how do you improve client relations? That's the question. Okay, so to discuss, let me just tell you my outline today. I will define virtual assistants because this will cover anything about virtual assistants as a very, let's say, popular home-based job now. That's why we have Philippine home-based virtual assistants because that's where people are coming in for home-based jobs. Number two, mindset you need to have when working from home. What do you need to have in your mind when you start to work from home? Because it's different. It's a different setup. It's virtual. Three, adapting to client culture. What do you need to adapt? That's what we need to learn today. And number four, what clients want from a VA. This is important so you'll know what to prepare. Okay? Now let's go to the definition. Virtual assistance is a career. That's what Tiny mentioned earlier. Understand that virtual assistance is a career and not just a work from home gig. If you enjoy supporting business owners, then this career is for you. Meaning it's a career, it's an occupation, it's a profession in itself. It's long term. For a period of time you have this career. Would be added, you know. So, other things you need to keep in mind, you should be on top of your tasks and assignments without waiting for the client to follow up on you. In fact, you should be able to see the flaws and clutters and help the business owner create a better, more substantial, more organized, and more profitable business. So, you will be on top of the task and assignments. You are not just waiting like an errand girl or whatever. You think, you strategize, you have a mind on your own as sort of a leader, doing the best for the client. So if you see clutters and flaws, you tell the client. Okay. Honesty is always the best policy. This holds true to working as a VA. Don't over promise and under deliver. This is very important. I need to add this here because, again, this is virtual work. Honesty is the bottom line or the baseline of trust. You should be honest. People should trust you. Okay. If I put trust is the best policy, how do you trust? You trust because you're honest. That's it. So that's why it's there. Quality output and meeting deadlines are the two important things that you should keep in mind when working with clients. Don't deliver quality output that is overdue, nor deliver on time that is of low quality. Okay, so meaning, let's look at this. Simply, virtual assistance is an online career for people who loves supporting business owners with the responsibility to submit quality output on or before the deadline. Let's go ahead and dissect this real quick. Online career. It's very obvious because it's a virtual assistant. So it's an online career. It needs a computer, it needs internet, and whatever else Miss J told us earlier, you need to have them. You'll be supporting business owners. If you're a business owner selling stuff online, for example, then you're not a virtual assistant because you're not supporting someone else, you're supporting yourself to sell something. But when you say supporting business owners, you have service. You provide a service for them, and so yeah, you're there as a support. But it doesn't mean that you're secondary. It just means that it's like a B2B or business to business transaction. Like a bookkeeper, you provide bookkeeping services to a big company. So you manage all their accounting documents, and so you're supporting them. Is it called a virtual assistant? No, because it's not virtual. But we'll talk about other roles of virtual assistant later. Okay. You have the responsibility to submit quality output. There is output there. It's output oriented. It's not a job that you just wait and then whatever you just feel because you're just at home. So you have you provide quality output, meaning it's something that the client can use, can see, and has been expected from you. And then there's a deadline. It's time bound. So when your client gives you something, you work on it at a certain time frame. Even if they don't say the deadline, you have to set a deadline for yourself. Otherwise, they'll be waiting or they wouldn't know when it will be submitted. So it's an online career to support business owners with quality output that is time bound, that has a deadline. So that's simply my definition of virtual assistants. So here are the examples of VA roles. Executive assistants, VA, or general virtual assistant. These are the roles that works with administrative, calendar, email appointment management, CRM management, database management, research. So it's everything admin. So you just again, I will just relate it to what Miss J said earlier. You have to evaluate what are my skills, okay? Am I the executive assistant type or general? So these are the things, these are the examples of that work, or yeah, of the task for that role. Marketing VA, digital marketing, internet marketing, online marketing, affiliate marketing, social media marketing, email marketing, copywriting. Graphic designers, I put it there because sometimes graphic design really has to have a website that is catchy and, for marketing purposes. But also under multimedia VA, graphic designers also there, video editors, podcasts. So it could be anything that is, related to graphic or multimedia. So if you have that skill, no, you can be a VA, you support someone for that specific skill. Bookkeeping and accounting VA, it's very self-explanatory. CMS management, WordPress management, e-commerce management, events management, content writer. So you manage WordPress, Kajabi, Joomla, whatever. Not necessarily, you could be a web developer, of course, for to be CMS management VA, but it needs to be sort of long-term and maintenance work. Sales VA is telesales. Sometimes there are VAs who, if you can see the Philippine home-based virtual assistant page, there's a lot of openings that needs, sales VA as well, calling. Customer service VA, these are ticket managers. They manage tickets like Zendesk. Customer service, coordination and liaison with clients and customers. One of our clients is Grill Cleaning Service. And so we have a customer service person to manage that business. So as you can see, these roles are all maintenance work. That's why a VA is kind of long term because you maintain work. If you're a web developer, it could just be one shot. You develop, and if it's done, it's done. But if you maintain it, you could be called the virtual assistant. At least that's my opinion, because you're assisting them to maintain it. But you just also have a skill as an executive assistant. You know how to manage certain WordPress, for example. Then it's a maintenance work. You can support a business owner with that work. Instead of the business owner doing it, you do it. Okay. So those are examples. Now the mindset. Um, though you are working from home, you cannot just do whatever you want to do and whenever you want. You still have to manage your time. You still have to do whatever you want. You are still responsible, and especially if you come from a corporate background where corporate background that is office based. You go to the office, and when you come home, you don't want to work anymore. Now the new normal is that, okay, I hope you can see me or you can hear me. So now the new normal requires you to work from home, and it seems like it's hard to divide your life at home and your life at work. So here we are telling us, hey, you still have responsibility even if you're working from home already. You have to divide it. So it goes to the second point here that says time management plays an important part of a work from home setup. Learn how to divide time for self, family, household responsibilities, and working from your computer. So time management. Wow. You do time management in the office, you do time management here. It's more challenging when you're at home because it seems like the divide or the boundaries are very thin. Like you have a meeting and then someone called or the baby cries or or you need to have an appointment, but today is especially today with the pandemic, with the quarantine. Today is market day. So am I going to set up a meeting today or not? So something like that. So you have to manage time. It's an important, part of being a virtual assistant. Sorry. Okay, learn to use online tools to create a system, organize your work, and deliver the output effectively and efficiently. Of course, right now it's pandemic. There's a lot of people who lost jobs. There was one friend who came to me and said, "Cherry, my husband has lost job as a seafarer or as seaman. What job can you give me?" I said, "What skills does he have?" He said, "I don't know." I said, "Well, he needs to learn online tools because this is already online job, you know." He said, "Well, he's good at painting, the boat." I said, "Okay, let him paint boats after the pandemic or after the quarantine, but not you can't paint boats online." So, what I'm trying to say here is that you need to learn online tools. It project management tools that the client is using. You need to at least do something with yourself, email and task management to organize your work and deliver the output effectively and efficiently. So how is it going to be through project management or through emails or whatever instant managing platforms we have. So I hope, guys, by the way, I'm trying to put this all together so you can, I don't know, screenshot if you want. I just explain them one by one as we go along. Okay. Remember this. These are two worst things that clients can think. They are wondering what is happening, and they think it's better for them to do the task by themselves. So if they wonder, so a client gave you a task, you don't set a deadline, you just work whatever you want. Once they wonder what's happening, that's the worst that they could ever be with clients. What's happening? Is this VA even worth keeping? Because I don't even know if she's there or if she's working. The second is they think it's better for them to do the task by themselves. You have worked on it. Great. You have submitted it on time. Great. But it's of low output. It needs correction. It can't be used. And once they think, oh, it's better for me to do the task by myself because it's all messy. I can't use whatever was submitted to me. What do you think will happen? They would stop your service. Okay? So client relations just crush down that easily. So they have to think that you are there because you are helpful, you are supporting them. So it gives me to these three things that you should remember with keeping things in mind when working with clients. You must always communicate with clients by all means possible. Don't let them wonder what's happening or don't let them think if you're still there or not anymore. Be communicative to your clients as much as possible. You must always provide quality assistance and perform to the best of your ability. Again, the quality. They need to find value in you. There's a lot of our VAs right now who are like me, 10 years, 6 years, 5 years. Tiny is 4 years with clients. There's a lot of us in virtual elves who has been with the client for a long time because they really provide quality assistance and the client cannot trust anyone else but them. Because remember, a client success is your success as a VA. Because the client themselves has, increased profits or has had strengthened their businesses online, and or they have been given so much time before they were overwhelmed because they're doing a lot. Now they just focus on business development and let the VA do the rest, and they have that sense of security that because the VA is there and the VA is trustworthy, then they can do other things and just rely on their VA. So their businesses become successful, and so the VA has been with them for a very long time. Okay, mindset. Again, top tips for working from home. This is very quick. Attention to detail. You need to be thorough and accurate with your work. Take the time to double check before you submit. This is how you create quality output. Don't rush and submit because it's quick. I need to submit this immediately, because don't just think of a deadline, think of quality output. And to do that, you need to be detail oriented. You need to check, is this does the client use this? Can the client use this already? So something like that. Commitment to your work, be online at the times you're required to be online, and make sure your client can contact you. So that's commitment, right? You are there. You don't just disappear. You you are online at the times that you're required, and if not, make sure that the clients can contact you. Process driven, we suggest that all clients write out detailed procedures for their VAs. If not provided, you can create one for them. So it's process driven or output oriented as well. So some of our clients, they really know what to do. I mean, they know what they require from a VA, so they give it. This is what you need to do. If not, some of them are what do you call this, big picture people, like they they just want it done, like, I want more likes on my page as a social media manager, VA. So that's the big picture, and then you do the process yourself. You create the calendar for posts, you schedule posts, you organize for yourself, so that you create that process for yourself, so that what the client wants will happen. Great attitude, clients like working with people with personalities, so don't be afraid to let your natural character shine through. Don't be shy. I mean, foreign clients are not shy. They're very frank. They're very open. So attitude shine through. The positive attitude, that is, of course. Okay. Adapting to client culture. Can you see me again? So okay. Sorry.
Yes, we can see you, Megan Aguilar. Don't
Oh yeah,
worry.
thank you. Okay, because I am seeing sometimes your connection is unstable. So
Oh, yeah, but
well,
it's a yeah. There, you're back.
all right, got it. So at least I'm being warned. So I had to pause for a while. Okay, adapting to client culture. Language issues. Language barrier is an issue when working with clients from abroad. You need to be good in English to communicate well and understand instructions correctly. If you can't understand instructions, ask your teammates for opinion. Um, Obviously, language barrier. If you don't know so much English, or of course you're working with someone who's Spanish speaking. I don't know. So language barrier is an issue when working with foreign clients. However, because English is a general, or the common language, international language, so you need to learn. Okay. Now, if you can't understand instructions, ask your teammates for opinions. This is one good thing when you're working with agencies, because you have teammates. Some of us, when we don't understand some stuff, we add notes, or we ask our teammates through our Skype group, because we don't want to make mistakes for our clients. So we make sure first we support each other. That's why virtual elves is called a family of VAs. So so tip on language issues: read a lot to hone your communication skills. Read a lot to learn more English, to understand better, and also to communicate well. So that's what just one issue. Again, take note of that. That sometimes when the client sees that you don't really understand instructions, they could go away so easily. So make sure that you know English. Okay. Time management. Working from home requires time management skills. It includes learning how to tell your boss when to stop working, when to take a break, and when to respond to emails. The client cannot wait for you. If they cannot wonder what time will Cheri come online, you know um it again, we don't want them to wonder. So Even if you are not being told, okay, come on 9 a.m. your time, manage your time well. At 9 o'clock to 12, I need to work. Kids, don't bother me. I'll do the groceries later in the afternoon, you know. Um, and it includes telling your client when you are going to work, or when you are usually online to work, or when you will sign off. Communication, communicating to them your time. This builds trust and confidence. And tip, when you're working flexibly, it is best to let your client know the time when you are going to work the next day. Again, there are times that clients say this is the time that you need to be online. Fine, it's all laid down so easily. But if you're working flexibly, like social media management, I'll leave it all to you. You need to have, you need to let the client know. Again, don't wait. You let the client know when you're going to work on the next day. Hey, I don't know. Hey, Mr. A, um, I'll be online tomorrow at 9 o'clock to work on your social media, whatever. Okay. Share ideas and be open. Foreign clients love hearing your ideas. They don't want to be the one thinking for you. In fact, they want you to think for them and give them directions or suggestions. Remember, you should be on top of the task and not just wait for them to tell you what to do next. Foreigners are always open in giving you feedback or even criticizing you, so you need to be open to it, accept corrections, and be positive. Sharing ideas and being open. It's a dialogue, it's a relationship. Don't think, oh, they are foreigners, I can't tell them what's wrong with them. Or they're foreigners, they told me that I did something wrong, I should shut down and not meet them anymore. Accept it, accept the corrections, be open to it, be positive, change it, improve it, and then you'll be on your way to building that long term relationship with your client. So, again, this is the last but not the least. It helps you accept it and be gracious that you're being told of what needs to improve. Okay, so that's a practice. And again, you share ideas. If you say, I'm sorry, Mr. A, I just thought that I need to organize your files better. So that's what I did. But if you don't want it, you don't want how I organize it, okay, I'll do it better next time. Or I won't ever touch it again, you know? So something. So it's not communication again. Setting expectations. You should know what the clients expect from you. Communication is the key to setting expectations for you and the client. Mr. A, you hire me. Okay, what time do you want me to be online? How long do you want me to work on this? Are you okay with me submitting it on Wednesday? Something like that. So it's being professional, setting expectations. Can you please check my first output and see if this is already okay before I, finish off all the documents that you want me to organize. So setting expectations. Openly ask the clients about their expectations. Example, ask the deadline, what tool to use for instant messaging, what time clients expect you to be online. Openly ask. If it's not late, ask them because it makes them feel like, this is serious. This is a committed VA. And it helps them organize themselves too. Okay, this is the last but not the least. What clients want from the VA: reliability. Put yourself in the client's shoes. Would you work with a VA who is not reliable? Like, um, I gave you a task, you don't work on it, or you work on it, but when you submit it to me, it's unusable. I don't, I don't think I can use this. Again, worst thing, I'd better work on it myself. So clients want someone who is reliable. When they give it to someone, I'm confident that I don't have to worry anymore. So doing? You're not submitting on time anymore. The internet connection is unstable. Now it's already stable. Okay. So consistency. If you're great at starting, be consistent all throughout. Okay. That you've been reliable in the beginning, be reliable in the next up to the end. Because there's no end in supporting business owners. They can give you a lot of work if you're really reliable and you're consistent with always giving quality output, meeting deadlines, etc. Security won't disappear, not dishonest, not just taking money. Okay, what does this mean? Yes, Mr. A, I'm going to be online at 9 a.m. tomorrow, but you're not at 9 a.m. 10 a.m. comes, you're not there. Okay. And then, hey, when you're finally online, hey, Cheri, did you work on the schedule, on my schedule? Yes, I did. Client says, I don't see it here. I already did. It's really there. You know, you think that virtual assistants, you can get out of it because it's online. No, clients can actually see if you're telling the truth or not. Okay. So you need to let the client see that you're telling the truth, you're being honest, you're being reliable online. They see it, they because they see it. Okay. Not just taking money. I'm sorry, I had to work 5 hours for, oh, really? Well, if I do it on my own, the client says, I can actually work on it in just an hour. So, don't, don't try to get as many money from the client because of whatever tactics you want to get more money. Um, Many of our VAs stay with a client for a long time because whenever they have mistakes, they would say, Mr. A, it's okay. I know that I have made mistakes. Don't pay me for that. I'll just correct this because it was my mistake. Otherwise, the client would think you're making mistakes so that you have more hours. So, um, many of our VAs who stay very, very long. Thinker. Okay, I'm done. I don't know what to do next. You have to think. You remember, you strategize, you operate, you help the client. Don't wait for them. So you can think, oh, I don't know how to add. You don't say, Mr. A, I don't know how to add data on the contacts. Research, be resourceful, be independent. And then at the end, you could say to the client, I didn't know, but I was able to find out. So it's already there. All your contacts are already updated on your CRM. So something like that. Okay, has initiative. Independent thinker has initiative. Okay, invest to get best outcome for client. Invested to get best outcome for client. You really want to please the client. You care for the client. You want them to be happy. They want You want them to be satisfied. That's that's what the clients want. They see it online. Provides over and beyond service. Again, the example that I have mentioned earlier, I have made mistake. Okay, I'll correct it even without you paying me for the correction. Or I need to finish this, but I know that your budget is only for 5 hours, so I'll just finish it anyway. Of course, it might sound unfair to you, but if you're really invested to give the best outcome to the client relations will be more stable. You are referred, you get more projects. It's the principle of if you're generous, 100-fold will come back to you. If you're not tricky or cunning, if you have good intentions to help, just like what Tiny is doing with this community, her intention is to help, and you see her success. Actually, she's very successful. You can see her with all the opportunities coming to her because it's all because of the generosity of giving, of helping, and it comes back so naturally. You don't have to force it. You don't have to be tricky. You don't have to be dishonest to get them. Okay, so that's the idea. Okay, so that ends my free talk. Sorry, but I also have sometimes. This is not again a sale, but just to let you know, I also trained with work ethics of a VA. I have a list of what work ethics is, based on research and a lot of work. And also, your internet connection is unstable. Give me 5 seconds. One, two,
It's
three,
okay.
four,
We can
five.
hear you.
Okay. Practical approach to client relations. This is also one of the topics that I love to share. Practical approach, meaning this is already actions oriented. So, what I share to you today is mindset, preparing your heart, preparing your attitude. But practical approach is action oriented. So, what are these? This is a very long presentation because it already dissects the things that you need to do when you are face to face with the client or when you already have a client. Okay. And I also have some bonus of list of agencies. Many of my friends come to me, and because I am a hiring manager or I'm HR manager in Virtual Apps, they come to me and ask for openings. And sometimes we don't have opening, especially now. But if there is, I readily give it to them. But if not, I give other list of agencies that they can apply because they need a job. So if not from me, there could be any. So I have created that list, which I also researched. Then I could give it anytime when I have another opportunity to talk, especially when it comes to, especially when it is already sort of not really paid, but cost um, oriented already. I don't know. Yeah, those are the trainings that I have. Okay, guys. Thank you so much. I hope um you have more values. I mean, you take a lot from what I have shared to you, and more power to you. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you, Cherry. Thank you so much. And it is really lovely to hear this kind of information from someone who is really experienced. Guys, Cherry is the first, she is the first HR manager who interviewed me in this industry. Okay, she welcomed me. I have no knowledge when I started as a VA. Cherry, are you still saying something or delayed lang yung video mo? Delayed lang pala, sorry. So I was really skeptical at the time I started, no. I have not the experience as an events manager at that time when I was transitioning myself to do working from home, and then Cherry gave me that opportunity. I didn't know Google Sheets, but she gave me that chance to learn it. That's the one thing. We have to remove the the ego. Sometimes you have to really accept that you do not know anything, even though you're an experienced individual in that particular career, right, Sherry? That the humbleness, no, you really have to see to really set that pace in yourself, because at the end of the day, let's just be honest, we don't know anything, even if we were experienced at all. So that is so wonderful. Actually, there's no question, Sherry. I just want to say that elaborate what I'm just elaborating what Sherry has presented. These are really valuable inputs. And if you missed this live version of it, please go back to it. There's a replay of this after we have uploaded this here, so that you can catch up. Learn from us, guys. Learn from us. This is something that you can really nurture. You can really enhance yourself, equip yourself. This is what we're trying to do here, because at the end of the day, if you really want to be successful in this field, in this career, you really have to adapt to it, you know? You have to embrace it, not just because you're looking for money. This is not a means to an end, just like what I said a while ago. So embrace it, prepare yourself to it, and at the end of at everything that you have accomplished, you will then realize you are now successful. Thank you, Cherry. Thank you so much. And she has a lot of
Thank
training programs.
you.
I didn't know that, Cherry. You can share that with me so I can also let the people or the members of our community take avail of it if they need it. Because I believe they would certainly need something like that. People who can share. Kasi hindi naman kami nag-charge ng mahal. That's one thing, no?
Yeah.
If magpabigay man kami sa inyo ng something to pay for, we guarantee you hindi kami na memera, no? Of course, somewhere somehow, parang yung effort namin mako-compensate lang. Pero yung para sabihin nyo para kayo ang pagkakitaan na namin at kayo ang maging bulk ng aming pinagkakakitaan, definitely not. Okay? That's one thing I promised the community. So
All
once
right.
again, Yeah, so thank you so much, Cherry, for those wonderful
Bye.
information. Have a wonderful day. Just stay in the messenger lang so that if ever I need you, you're there.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Tiny.
Cherry.
Bye.
Thank you is from Cebu, just to let you know. She's from Cebu. So, kaya ganyan kami, malalayo kami sa isa't isa. Yung iba, taga may Mindanao pa kami. So, we are one in the community. Meron kami isang agency there, which is the Virtual Office, but we meet every month. Thank you, Che. We meet every month parang to keep updated lang, what's up, what's the development. So client relationship for us is really important. It's important because this is the bloodline of our business. If we do not create good relationship with our clients, then it will fail. You will always doomed to failure. You will always doomed to looking for clients. So really, you have to value. Of course, do not undervalue yourself. What does it mean? Hindi ko mo client naman sila, parang yes ma'am, yes sir tayo. We have to also show them na meron tayong thinking, meron tayong right decisions, no, na po pwede natin ma-share din sa kanila, or suggestions rather, not decisions. May suggestions, you have to be proactive. Let them know na makapupwede ito, pakapupwede ito. So, kasi nakikita niyo yung system process yung processes nila ng business. So, you can do suggestions. So, that's not none naman. That's not bawal naman. So, yun nga lang, huwag yung agad i-implement. Baka kasasuggest mo lang, tapos i-implement mo agad. No. Let them say first na, okay, this is a good idea. Let's do it. Rather than sinuggest mo, tapos maya-maya gagawin mo na. So, don't do that, okay? So we don't have comments here in our community. We don't have questions. All right. Maraming nakikinig. Salamat sa inyo, guys. Now, next, move on to our next presenter or speaker. Guys, we have a game. Meron tayong free raffle. Fraffle tuloy. Wait, that's a good word. We have a fraffle. Free raffle. No, I'm just kidding. We have a raffle. Meron binamimigay ang Asus PH for us. Meron siyang special prize. So please join and listen, no? Engage with us, interact with us, ask questions and comments. Hindi pa ako nagpaparaffle kasi tinitignan ko pa yung, minomonitor ko pa yung mga interaction or engagements natin. So, I want more people to ask questions, comments, if you can please. Nandito naman ako to answer it. We don't have to wait for the speaker to finish it para magsagot, no? I will be answering it naman. Nagtatype ako dito. Okay, so the next speaker that we have, syempre, tatlo silang naka-line up. Yung last natin is Asus, no? The third one is, she's the editor for but again, take two. She's the editor for visuals in marketing in Asia. When not editing or writing content, she conducts digital marketing basic webinars and show workshops for small to medium businesses, and also works as a CEO branding strategist and coaches and coaches startup CEOs and founders on how to craft their brand through effective storytelling. Armed with the belief that startups and companies must include humans in their narrative to succeed, she emphasizes the human experience and elevates them into a powerful message of growth and sustainability. When not doing marketing and branding, she also gives talk in TEDx, or familiar naman siguro kayo sa TED, no? TED Talks, events and schools and universities. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I would also like to take this opportunity to thank her for giving me an opening the doors for Marketing in Asia, where my contents are being shared now. Let us all welcome Miss Janet Kahukom. Hi, Miss Janet.
Hi. Thank you, Dolores. Yeah, congratulations again on your articles on marketing in Asia.
Thank you
I
for you. Thank you.
I look forward to reading more of your content, and marketing in Asia as well is looking forward to publishing more of your content.
Thank you. I've already did, and I think there's one coming out today. So I will be posting it in the community as well.
Awesome, awesome. Yes, I saw that. I saw it in the
Yeah.
schedule.
Yeah.
So
I'll take it away, Miss Janet. I'll leave the floor with you now.
thank you, Tiny. Yes, so good morning, everyone. So I'm really, really happy because I've actually been listening from the start. I I saw Jo's content, and I listened to Cheri's as well, and it's really good. I hope by now you are able to see that mental roadmap that can get you started in working as a VA or an online professional. So, what I'll be talking today, because pretty much if you've noticed, Jo has already laid the foundations on in terms of what skills you can offer when you start working from home. Andyan yung binanggit niya yung having a skills inventory, so which is really good. So para that way you get to minimize yourself from doing the guesswork kung ano bang i-offer ko, kailangan ko bang mag-training. I mean, at least by doing a skills inventory first, you already know what you're capable of because sabi rin kanina, you are your own business when you start working from home. And whatever skills that you have earned over the years, whatever work experience that you have done over the years will now serve as your businesses, as your business, as your business as a virtual professional. And I'm glad as well that Cheri discussed or touched on the right mindset because really more than anything, because if you think about it, you may have the skills, you may have the work experience to boot, but if you do not have the right mindset in this work from home setup, no, it's, I mean, worst comes to worst, things might go haywire. It might, we and we hope and we don't want that to happen to you. Okay, so yeah, without further ado, let me just share my screen now. Okay, so that you know what I'll be talking about. Hold on. Okay, okay, sorry about that. So let me just let this start. Okay, okay, so yeah, Tiny already talked a little bit about me. But then, just so you know, because since Tiny already mentioned that I'm currently the editor, one of the editors. I'm actually the Philippines editor on visuals and community engagement for marketing in Asia. But before that, I also had my beginnings, my humble beginnings when I was starting out as a virtual professional. So I'm just showing this to you so that hindi na ako masyadong magkwento. So if you're familiar with a freelancing platform called Upwork, it used to be called Odesk, and I started on Odesk 12 years ago. So that was back in 2008. And it was during this time when I think this was this photo collage on Odesk's website was was set around, I don't know, 2010 if I'm not mistaken, 2011. So these are actually the different freelancers all over the world. So yeah, you can see you can see my picture there. So just to yeah, let you know that I really started as a VA on a platform called Odesk. So so much for that. So yeah, let me just run through this really quick. So yes, my name is Janet Kahukom. I've been working online since 2008. Prior to that, I came from the BPO industry. I've been part of that industry for almost 10 years. So I I used my VA career as a launching pad. I guess I just have to say that because some of you may feel that they are not cut out to become a VA for the longest time. That's all right. You can actually transition. You can actually transition eventually. It just has been the pattern that if somebody wants to get started and feel that they don't have enough skills, they usually start as a VA. So that's fine. So I eventually evolved as a project manager and eventually as a digital marketer and now a branding strategist. And yes, this has already been mentioned by Tiny, and I do also provide online coaching to CEOs and business owners so that they can craft their CEO brand. Because yeah, we have this belief that, I mean, people nowadays would rather deal with people than businesses, and this is true. So if you're a business owner and if you want to stand out from the competition and really connect to your target audience or target market, it's really a must to invest on your branding. Okay, just yeah. And yes, and this has already been mentioned by Tiny. And yes, I have worked with international clients from Australia, UK, and US. And also, I've also worked with local clients in the education sector, hotel, and BPO industries. Okay, so yan. This will be my topic today. Okay? Siguro nagulat kayo, medyo iba siya. But believe me, knowing the basics of digital marketing as early as now, when you want to start working from home, will really, really help you attract online opportunities. It will help you land that first job. It might even help you land your first premium client if you haven't yet. Okay? So just to set your expectations, here are the three things that you'll be learning for the next 30 minutes or so. So you'll be learning the foundational principles and concepts of digital marketing, and then you'd be able to apply these principles and concepts when you market yourself as an online professional or a virtual assistant. And lastly, you'll be able to take actionable steps through the examples that I will be showing you later. Because what we want to happen in this webinar is that meron talaga kayong takeaway, yung tipong after this webinar, okay, I'll start. This is what I'll do. Yung hindi lang puro principles. It will be a mix of, principles and best practices and actionable steps. Yun yung gusto namin pinaka takeaway nyo when you create your roadmap. Okay? Okay. So briefly, um, why go digital? Why go digital? I guess ngayon na lang natin talaga na-appreciate na mag-go ng digital because of this pandemic. But let's face it, whether there's a pandemic or not, whether we have to stay indoors or not, this is really the future. This is really the future. I mean, whether if you think about it, regardless of any industry, they are now undergoing digital transformation. Some have already started years ago, while the others are just starting. But the thing is, for the most part, everybody is now embracing the digital technology because the digital economy it will most likely be here to stay. Okay, so that's the reason. Because if when you start working as a VA, if I were to go into the specifics, your clients would look you up before they even decide to schedule you for an interview. Okay, um iba na nag-evolve na because of the internet. People are now more empowered because of the access to information in a single tap or click. Okay, so if I mean, practically everyone right now is a digital consumer. Okay, whether it's a product or service, that before they decide to make, let's say, a purchase decision or hire someone, as far as this topic is concerned, they would check out what's out there first by either googling it or by um, scouting from scout information through online groups and ask. So that being said, tanungin natin ang sarili natin, what have we already put out there? What does our digital footprint look like? How does my social media account look like? How does my Facebook look like? My Twitter, my LinkedIn, because um, the least that we want to happen is for potential clients to label us of something that's not favorable to us, that won't help us land on our job as an online professional. So that being said, we have to take control. I don't know if you've already heard of the the expression always be marketing. Okay, when you say always be marketing, it doesn't, because marketing has already evolved in the recent years because of the internet. And when you say marketing, it now means establishing trust online and offline, of course. It means building relationships online and offline. And if you think about it, these two are important when you want to attract a client, when you start working from home. Okay? So, yeah, let me just stop there. And then, so digital marketing is pretty broad. Okay, so I'm just presenting these elements to you. You can look at digital marketing as a big umbrella, and under that umbrella you see the different digital marketing tactics. I'm just presenting this again to you so that in the event that you want to switch from being a VA to a digital marketer, at least you know that this is something that you can explore. I mean, you can be as an SEO specialist, a social media marketer, somebody who writes content or does content marketing, an email marketer, or an influencer. Okay, but going back to our topic in creating your roadmap, like I said, digital marketing is important when and it will tremendously help you jumpstart your online career, because in a nutshell, in order to land on that first online job, you really have to market yourself. And where do you market yourself? You market yourself, of course, online. And that's why I brought this up, digital marketing. All right. Okay. I won't go into the tools because I have always believed that there are more important factors to consider, because I'm pretty sure that all of those who are listening right now, obviously you have your own social media account. You have your at least your own Facebook account, so you're already familiar somehow with social media because you're able to watch us right now. But like I said, I won't go into the tools, but instead I will go into the principles and foundation of digital marketing that will help you, that you can apply, rather, that you can apply when you attract clients. Okay, so I'll make this very, very concise. So as you can see in the illustrated illustrated diagram, uh, you see there that knowing your target market is the core, uh, the core of marketing, or in digital marketing, in um, um, in this aspect. And then next is the content, and then last is the tools. Okay, so if you've encountered friends who are already working from home, you might be hearing, you might have heard them talk about the different tools that they use for social media marketing. um, my take on that, it should come as secondary, because with with the digital tools changing every day, it might come off as a distraction for you. So what I want you to do first, and when I say target market here, it I'm referring to target client in your case, since you'll be starting your career online. So know your target client really well. So remember, uh, um, remember when Jo said earlier, do a skills inventory. Okay, so are you good in generating reports? Are you good in Excel? Um, are you good in PowerPoint and doing PowerPoint presentations? Are you good in marketing, or are you good in admin? Are you good in project management? Are any of these your skill set? Because once you have identified what your skill set are, the next step would now to be identify the client who would find your your skills as the solution to their problem. Yun na yung hahanapin mo ngayon. I mean, it's better to have that mindset than having to pitch blindly, do cold messages that, hey, I'm good with this, I'm good with that, I'm good with project marketing, I have a certification in this, I have a certification in that, only to find out in the end that the one who received your message doesn't have any need for your skills, because that client doesn't have that problem in the first place. So kaya pagdating dito, dun nagiging useful ang principles ng marketing. Know your target client is. May need ba siya for this is business need reporting if you're going to in Excel. Does he constantly does sales report, kailangan ba niyang may mag-prepare para sa kanya noon, or kailangan ba niyang ng project manager because he's now becoming the bottleneck of all the tasks in his business, 'di ba? Or does he need someone to manage his calendar, his email? Kasi nga he'd want to focus more on the important aspect of his business, which is client interface, for example, meaning the client has clients to take care of. So things like that. Try to know your target client on a deeper level, because it is only by then that you'd be able to align what you have as solutions to his problem. Okay, so next, once you're able to identify your target client, dahil nga pinag-uusapan natin ngayon is digital, um, you are now more or less armed with the right content to put out there. And when I say content, it could be anything. It could be your application letter, which I'll be discussing in a little bit, your social media accounts, particularly your LinkedIn, if you have one, because it's a professional network. It's a good platform to attract clients, because more than 40% of the users on LinkedIn are CEOs, business owners, decision makers. And so, mas ma mas alam mo na ngayon mag-craft ng right content, because since assuming that you studied, you researched your target client well, alam mo na ngayon kung paano i-craft yung content mo. And then of course, lastly, I always make this last, yung tools and yung platforms. Again, assuming that you really took the time to know your target client, alam mo dapat kung saang platform siya naglalagi. Are they always on LinkedIn? 'Di ba? But para at least that way, you can also maximize your time wisely. I mean, instead of just being everywhere, being on Instagram, being on Twitter, being on Facebook, or being on every job matching platform that's out there, tapos yung pala your target client is not there naman. So by knowing your target client, you can just choose the tools where you want to be visible, where you want to strategize your content. Okay, so going further. Okay, So now, like I said, as as we are now transitioning to an online career as a virtual assistant, we are practically our own business because the skills that we have earned are now turned into services. So, that being said, uh, we are the marketer of our own services. So now the question is, how do we market? What is the right way to market? How do we attract the clients that we want to work with? Okay, so what you see right now is called the AIDA framework. Okay, because this will guide you in, let's say, crafting your proposal letter or application letter or cover letter, like what most people call it. This will help you using this network. It will help you craft the content, um, so that you can increase your chances to, either get that get that job interview or even be hired immediately. Okay, so first in the framework is attention. Okay, so that has to appear at the onset, or at the beginning of your content. Okay, what no what words should you use? If you really studied your target market, you would know the right words to use to catch his attention. And then, of course, is interest, because you would want to transition at getting his attention to getting interested. Okay, so how would you get his interest? What words will you be using? Have you studied him enough? Have you found out what problems he's experiencing in terms of running his business? Then, of course, after interest, you should now be able to um, uh, encourage the client to have that desire to contact you. Okay? So parang, alam mo yun, yung parang dapat, ay mukhang magaling to. Mukhang this person is the right one who can solve my problem. This person can serve as my right hand in running my business. Okay, this is the God sent VA. The God sent VA, I must interview her. Yung mga ganon. So yun yung desire. And then of course, lastly, dahil nga na-establish yung desire, then the normal behavior would be for the client to take action to give you a call. So how do you do that now? Okay, so again, the AIDA framework is from attention, interest, desire, and action. Because at the end of the day, if you want to land on a client, you want that client to contact you, be it an email, or Zoom call, or if he's still using Skype, or even on messaging platforms on your social media accounts. All right, so let's go now to the practical side of things. So, as I said, I want you to, at the end of this webinar, I want you to have really solid takeaways, really actionable steps that you can do to start working from home as a virtual assistant or as a virtual professional. All right, this might be something familiar to you. So, as it says there, this dear hiring manager, my name is employee. I got this, by the way, just on Google. My name is Emily, employee yata ang kanya apelido. I am applying for your vacant office manager position that I saw on monster.com. I have 12 years of experience that I can bring to your company. I have excellent organizational and time management skills. I can also perform many administrative tasks. Please see my enclosed resume for more details on my qualifications. I am available to interview at your earliest convenience, and I am happy to provide references upon your request. Thank you for your consideration, and I am looking forward to hearing from you soon. Sincerely, Emily, employee. Okay, I just had to show that because in case um, this is the practice that you are doing when you craft your application letter, your cover letter, or your proposal letter, you might want to consider ditching that out, because especially if you're not, if you're not getting any response, it might be time. I've also been guilty of this years ago, and then I realized that I'm not, I'm just wasting too much time. When I realized I crafted it based on the client's requirement, and the results have been amazing since then. So I just had to show you, because if you think about it, dear hiring manager, number one, sabi nga dyan, it's highly impersonal language, di ba? And nowadays you'll notice they now use hi, so that's friendly. It When you also say hi, it not only exudes a friendly tone, it also establishes that you are on the same footing, you're on the same level with your client, na parang friends kayo, 'di ba? So okay lang yon. So if there's a name in the job posting, so might as well use the name. And the next reason why you should ditch this kind of application letter, it says there, super generic. It's 100% about Emily and 0% about employer. And personally, I don't see any indication here na binasa ni Emily yung job posting man lang. It doesn't show in that paragraph. And the next, ayan, thank you for your consideration and I look forward to hearing from you soon. As it says there, it shows zero motivation for the hiring manager to further examine the resume. It's like parang ano sometimes you have to take control of the situation, even if it's just an email, even if it's just a letter, na parang okay, parang pinapaubaya mo na lang dun sa hiring manager kung kailan ka na lang pwede tawagan, sige, okay lang. But if you are really interested in the job, and if you think that you are the right person to be hired, then it should show that. Okay? Later on, we will be discussing that. So para lang makita nyo yung difference. That's why I had to show this to you. And then here, ayan, sabi dyan, yung last na reason why you should ditch this kind of application letter, sabi, the manager will take this boring cover letter home to use as a sleeping aid. Okay. So it says it all. I won't elaborate further. So, like I said, and it's also labeled here, this is now the old way of writing application letters. So what is the right way now to craft your application letters or proposals using the framework that I discussed earlier, the IDA framework? Okay. So here is an example. I actually just got this from Upwork, which I haven't visited for like, I don't know, 3-4 years now. I haven't been active in Upwork anymore since I'm able to attract clients on platforms like LinkedIn. Okay, so as you can see, yeah, just to show you an example, like I said, I want you to do actionable steps after this. This is just a very, I just chose an easy job posting on Upwork. Wait, let me just, yan, ito muna. I want to highlight, I want you to focus on this job posting first. So here, the job posting title says he needs someone to send invites. It says they're sending invites via LinkedIn to the right people. So nilagay pa, simple job. Okay, so very simple task. Here are the details. Time, 2 to 4 hours a day, and he needs a detail-oriented and analytical person. And then He even wrote it in first person. I need somebody who will follow my instructions and will carefully reach out to potential clients. Task, um, in-enumerate pa niya, find contacts via LinkedIn Sales Navigator. I will set it up for you. So just so you know, LinkedIn actually has a feature called Sales Navigator, and it's available if you have the premium account. So it appears that the client has a LinkedIn premium account. And then next, double check if the company is not a direct competitor, which I guess is why he needs someone who is very detail oriented, and then also who can send invites with a scripted hello message. So this tells me that this is just simply a copy paste message. There is already an email template to send for his invites. Then nilagay pa niya as it is as simple as that. So yon. Okay, so now how can we respond this without having to do the old way of crafting proposals and applying the IDA framework? One of the reasons why I also chose is because I'm familiar with LinkedIn. I'm familiar with the interface of LinkedIn, its features, and that is practically where I get most of my clients nowadays. And that's where they also contact me. Okay, so I prepared a draft for this using the IDA framework that I showed you earlier. And just to set your expectations before I show it, it's really it's less uptight, it's less formal, but it's more friendly, more direct to the point. Let me show it to you now. So hi, okay? And then you see there, it it looks like my skill set perfectly fits your current requirements. Okay, I've been managing LinkedIn accounts for clients for X years, and I also happen to know my way around LinkedIn Sales Navigator based from my previous experience. To help you hire the right person for the job and work on the task immediately, we can hop on a Zoom call if you want, and I can quickly demonstrate in how I can find contacts on LinkedIn Sales Navigator and even do a demo on double checking competitors and invite sending. You may reach me at, and then I'll just indicate my preferred contact details and all the best. Then I can just put my name there. So as you can see, I applied the IDA framework here. Let me just label it accordingly. So this is the attention part. It looks like my skill set perfectly fits your current requirement. I now want him to think that with his problem, I have the solution. Okay? And then I further elaborate that and get his interest by writing the second paragraph. I've been managing LinkedIn accounts for clients for X years, and I also happen to know my way around LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So it really just wasn't about me like the previous application letter that I showed you. I aligned what I knew, I aligned my experience with his current requirement. And at the same time, I elaborated further what I've written in the first paragraph. And then so that's my second paragraph to gain the client's interest. And then next, to help you, so now to para magkaroon na siya ng desire to contact me, I wrote this third paragraph to help you hire the right person for the job and work on the task immediately. We can hop on a Zoom call if you want, and I can quickly demonstrate how I can find contacts on LinkedIn Sales Navigator and do a demo on double checking competitors and invite setting. So it's like you're taking control at the same time, 'di ba? You 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 increase yung tinatransition mo from interest to desire by already explaining how you'd be able to prove that you can do the job, and you're taking control of the situation at the same time by suggesting that you do a Zoom call so that you can demonstrate your skills. Okay. And then lastly, of course, the action. Okay? You may reach me. So parang sinasabi mo na sa kanya, you may reach me at this. Actually, you can even specify your preferred day and time that you want. So it's also a way of taking control of the situation without having with still taking into consideration of yung client's time then of course, and still maintaining respect. So that is how to do it. And of course, you end it with a friendly closing, and then yeah, so that's it. So if you think about it, if you apply this kind of framework, um you increase your chances of getting more notice, because most likely a lot of the other applicants for this type of job would still be using the old way to apply, because it's really about them, it's really about them. So try to make it different, because you increase the interest and the desire of a client, and eventually get to attract him to work with you, to hire you, if you factor in his needs, his requirements, and if you factor in his problem in your content. Okay? So, another one. So, last. Okay, here is another example. VA. I just chose the easy ones because most likely a lot of those who are watching are interested in the general VA, because I would assume that they they have yet to figure out, so they would prefer in general a VA type of job. So that's the reason why I chose this job posting as my second example. So it says there, ano lang, ayan, virtual assistant. Then research, mostly online, and data collection, analyzing and summarizing research, reporting and presenting recommendations, project management, scheduling and planning meetings and events, and other administrative operations, tasks, and projects. So if you think about it, maraming skills, but VA ang kailangan niya. So it involves research, it involves project management. So, kailangan niya yung may project management skills, yung candidate, and of course, admin skills. Okay, so how did I craft the proposal for this job posting? Okay, so you'll notice as we go along that it pretty much follows the same pattern as the previous proposal that I showed you. So hi, that it looks like my skill set is a great match for your research, project and admin needs. I specified now kasi marami siyang kailangan eh. Para rin hindi niya isipin na masyadong generic. So I'm well versed with online research and know my way around, especially with Boolean searches. And this is really true. When you do online research, this Boolean search, you can look it up. You can look it up on Google what the Boolean search means. It actually helps you do your searches on Google faster. Mas maano ang filtering. The Boolean way of searching helps you filter the results. So yeah, and especially with Boolean searches, it just saves time and gets the work done quickly. As for your project management and admin requirements, both of these skills sum up my whole career, and I'm pretty sure and can I can greatly contribute in helping you get things done efficiently. To help you save time, I can hop on a Zoom call if you want, and quickly demonstrate how I do the tasks, and also give you recommendations on how you can get more organized. Diba? And you may reach me. Then all the best, and my name. And then so if I were to indicate, so this again, the first part is my first paragraph is my way of getting his attention, and then the second paragraph is my way of gaining his interest, and then the third is to get his desire to hop on a Zoom call with me, and then last one is is for him to take action so that we can get the ball rolling. Okay, so I hope that with the two examples, you now have a better idea on how to craft your proposal. Um, don't worry, this you don't have to strictly follow this. This only serves as your guide. What's important is that you now know that the old way doesn't work anymore, and that you have to make it more friendly and more aligned to the job posting that you're reading, because the more you align it, the more you customize it according to the job posting that you're interested in, the more it suggests to the client or who will be receiving your email that you uh that you're really interested in the job. Okay, rather than having to pitch that I know this, I know that, I have XX years of experience, I have XX training on this one and that one. So it just it that kind of pitching doesn't tell your client that you have at least, 'di ba? Yung binasa man lang kaya nito yung job posting ko, bakit parang puro siya? Paano ko malalaman kung alam niya ng ganito, alam niya ng ganyan? Eh, puro experience lang niya ang sinabi niya. Kulang na lang ilagay niya yung CV niya dito. Yung ganon. So, hopefully, by using the AIDA framework, you'd now be able to land on try it. I mean, if you're now on Upwork or if you're on other platforms where you see a lot of job posting, try to do it as a practice. Practice the AIDA framework. Okay, so bottom line is you have to present yourself as a problem solver. And that's the ultimate reason why I wanted to present to you the foundations of digital marketing as well as the AIDA framework, because you have to come off as a solution to your client and not just as another staff or VA. Because let's face it, you are not you are most likely not the only one applying for the same job posting. All right, that ends my presentation today. I hope that you learned something. I hope that you'd start taking the steps necessary to start your online career. So, in case you're interested and you also want to delve into personal branding, which is, I mean, let's face it, there are a lot of VAs right now. If you want to stand out against your competition, you can visit my website. There's a free coaching button there. I do personal branding and digital marketing basics. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tiny. I hope everybody learned from that short presentation.
Very well said, Miss Jen Kahukom. Guys, if you've missed a lot of this presentation, please replay this, watch it again. I love the part where Miss Jen told us that you have to be the problem solver. You have to bring that to the table, no? Kasi ang mindset nga natin, there was a question a while ago, Miss Jen. This is from Abigail Francisco Dumdum. And I've already replied to her. And ang tanong niya kasi, paano daw kung halimbawa yung skills or yung work na gusto niya, parang it doesn't fit sa gusto niyang sa ginagawa niya, which exactly what you have explained. My answer to her naman was basically a very simple example. You don't buy a small t-shirt if you are a large person, and then you wait for your body to size into small so that you can wear the small shirt. You get
Great
what I mean?
analogy. Yes.
Exactly. So it doesn't work that way anymore. You
Yes.
really have to create the opportunity for you, and you have to provide and understand who you are in order for you to provide the solution to the problem of the client you're prospecting. Otherwise, you will keep doing the same mistakes. We have all done this. I would not say, uy, alam namin to from the start. No. But definitely, these are the things that we have learned from our mistakes, and we are sharing it with you so that
Mm-hmm.
you would avoid it from happening, because that's the passe, or that's the Jurassic era of our mindset of being an applicant. Okay, so now you have to think like you are the best, you are your own business, you
Yes.
are your own business. You have to be creative, be
Yes.
innovative. That those are the things that you really have to come out with it. Come out of your comfort zone. Yes. Sabi ko nga, Miss Jen, whenever I do training, sabi nila na, I have this and that number of years. Sabi ko, how can you translate that number of years dun sa pangangailangan ng kliyente mo kung yan ka nag-highlight? It doesn't suit
Yes.
anything, diba?
Yes.
So, ang ganda ng presentation mo, and I love it kasi these are the things, ako ang dami ko nakikitang mga questions, no? Dahil ikaw din naman, ganun din kasi nagtuturo ka. Parang ang sarap sabihin sa kanila na hindi ganyan, mali yan. Eto, pakinggan nyo. It's really up to you guys kung gusto ninyong baliwalain yung naririnig nyo. You're hearing it from the experts. I'm not including myself there, but at least the people we have here today are the ones who have experienced it, they have tweaked it, they have improved it, and now they're sharing that with you. And this is very valuable. And I hope you see that value as you go along and design your roadmap to become a successful virtual assistant or a home based professional. Thank you, Miss Jen. Tumayo yung balahibo ko, to be honest. Kasi ang ganda ng contents. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. It's something na kung ako bago, parang, wow, ito yung mali ako. We have to admit may mali. No, that's one thing. You have to admit there's something wrong. And you wouldn't be listening here if you feel like perfect yung ginagawa mo. Am I right, Miss Jen?
Yes. Siguro ano one way, I know it's a struggle because I also had that transitional phase. I also had a lot of
Yes.
questions. But here's the thing. Sino ba yung magde-decide? Sino ba yung
Yes.
magde-decide for us to get the job? It's the client. O-
Correct.
And then even if we already have a certain yung set of beliefs on how to do things, but the thing is, if it's not working for the client, why push it?
Yes, certainly.
Mm,
Very, very right. Yun nga importante talaga mindset eh.
yes.
You have to think like a business owner. Ikaw ba,
Yes.
bibili ka ba ng cellphone kung yung feature ng cellphone na ino-offer sa'yo eh wala yung kailangan mo? Certainly you wouldn't.
True.
Di ba? Hindi ka gagastos for that. Parang, no, ang
Yes.
kailangan ko yung may calendar na sinasabi sa akin, eto, if ang activities ko today, eh wala naman yung feature na yan nun eh. Syempre, hindi naman, hindi pala smartphone yung binibenta sa'yo. Why would
Yes.
you buy it? So
Yes.
guys, you have to take note of all of these topics, no? Because we have a raffle or also or a game after this. Miss Jen, thank you. I really appreciate everything. And I hope all the members of this community and all those non-members as well, kasi we're posting this in the page, will jump in and avail of the training that you also provide. Please visit her website. It's jenkahukom.asia.com. Tama ba, Miss
Yes.
Jen? So
It's just
visit
it's
her.
just jenkahukom.asia.
Ayan, jenkahukom.asia. So for those who are wanting to become a social media guru or digital marketing for that matter, go to the right person. I am showing you who to reach out to. Okay? So thank you once again. Have a wonderful lunch, Miss Jen. Just stay
Thank
put in
you.
our
Thank you so much,
messenger.
Dolores.
Thank you.
Yes.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I hope all the members really is appreciating this because this is a very valuable content. Thank you, Miss Jen. Enjoy your lunch, but stay put lang kayo sa messenger.
Okay. No
Salamat
worries.
po. Salamat, salamat.
Thank you as well.
Yeah, thanks so much. Guys, I am overwhelmed with what I'm hearing. Kasi ako, eksperyensado na ako ha. Hindi ako bago dito sa industriyang to. But you know, listening to the people who are also knowledgeable of what they do, experts in their field, I appreciate it. Kasi I'm learning from it as we go along. And I really hope you are also understanding na, ito pala yon. And that's the purpose of this free webinar, to make you realize that this is really a great opportunity for you to build your career, to build your home-based career that you want to do. But then again, we're just teaching you the right mindset for you to begin with so that you can easily design your roadmap with all this information that you're gathering today, with all this information that you're receiving from the experts on their own from their own fields. All right? So now, of course, supposedly ang God lang tayo, pero ang sarap ng usapan natin. We will now jump into our Last but not the least, speakers. We have two wonderful speakers, but before that, I would have a contest. This is care of Asus PH. Okay, I will choose two winners. No? We have here a very, ang sarap ng, hindi masarap, ang ganda ng price nila. Alright, the first question. The key here, kailangan tama yung sagot ninyo. Ha? Hindi pa unahan. Kung sino yung tama yung sagot, yun ang pipiliin ko. All right. So it's open for the community members and open for non-members. Then, so kung sino lang mag-provide ng tamang sagot, I will choose one winner for the other and one winner for the other question. The first question I want to ask of you guys is, what were the first three topics discussed by our first three speakers in this free webinar? Okay, you don't need to write the name of the speakers, just the three topics that they discussed. All right. And for the second question, who is our official and exclusive new partner in our community? Again, the first question is, what were the first three topics discussed by our first three speakers? You don't need to mention the name of the speakers, just their topics. I just want to see if you really listen to them. And then the second question is, who is our official and exclusive partner, the very new partner that we have in our community? Okay, so post it here, your answers via the comment section, and I will choose the one, bali two winners, no? Those who will give us the right questions for the first question and the second question. Okie dokie. Of course, we have to save the best for last. Diba? So it was really a wonderful discussion, from the first opening discussion, second topic, and the last topic, which is digital marketing, how important it is as we go along through this kind of the journey that you're going through as a VA. Okay. So, of course, our last but not the least, we are now going to give you two wonderful, handsome male speakers. Syempre, handsome, hindi mo pa pwedeng babae, no? Male speakers from our partner, of course, and they will be our official and exclusive partner in our community. Our first speaker, or siguro sabay sila, I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm going to introduce them both na. He is the Asus Open Platform Business Group Commercial Sales with expertise in data center and hardware, hyper converged infrastructure, cloud, and data protection. He is Mr. Nigel by Quen or by Ken. Please correct me if I'm murdering your last name. And then the next one that we have is, he's an Asus expert for motherboards, graphic cards, and associated peripherals. He is Mr. Mark Olmedo. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome our two wonderful speakers from Asus PH, who will be doing or conducting their part. Where are you guys?
Hello. Hello.
Hi, I can't see you yet.
Oh, wait. Just a sec. Not sure
Okay.
why.
Okay, there.
Uh,
I can see you here. Medyo late lang siya lumabas sa Facebook
ah,
feed ko.
okay.
But I can see
Good.
na. You are Mr. Mark
Yes.
Olmedo.
Hello,
There.
ma'am.
Hi. Don't call me mom. You can call me Dolores. I really don't prefer calling mom. But anyways, Mark, sabay ba kayo ni Nigel, or will you be doing your part first and then
um,
Nigel will jump in?
I'll be doing my part first. Then after a few slides, Nigel will join me in.
Ah, Nigel.
So
Sorry,
yes.
Nigel pala. All
So
right,
I want to.
guys. Yeah. These are the wonderful guys from Asus PH. Now I'll be giving the floor to them. I'll be at the background. Go ahead, guys.
All right. Good afternoon, guys. So I do apologize because I don't have virtual background because currently my computer doesn't meet the required specifications for having a digital background without a green screen. So again, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mark. I'm from Asus. I'm an expert on motherboards, graphics cards, and from what Dolores said earlier, and associated peripherals. And I'm here to discuss about what Asus is, or what Asus is in general, and what our products will be. And again, I will be joined by Miguel after this one. Okay. So, by the way, you'll see my screen in a bit. It will be somewhat technical in some aspects, but I'll make it simple for you guys. Okay, so let me just share my screen. Just a sec. this. Just a sec.
It's okay, Mark. It's okay. Ganyan talaga. Live tayo eh. Take your time.
Actually, this would be my first time using Zoom. I use
Welcome to the Zoom world.
I use Discord or
Yeah,
Microsoft
yeah.
Teams. Yeah,
Pang games
for
kasi yung Discord eh.
yes. Yeah, it's kind of
Tamo,
evident.
alam ko, 'di ba?
Kind of evident sa akin na I use
I
Discord.
know.
All right, here we go. So let's start. So we are going to kick it off with our company profile first. So here, let's just move this here. All right, so basically Asus is one of the leading technology firms, and it's based in Taiwan. And we keep on innovating our products to suit different end users' needs. So as you all know, if you're not really familiar with our lineups, once you say Asus, it's always going to be associated with gaming. So I do apologize again for the font. Magkaiba lang sa font. Therefore, medyo not arranged siya. So right now we do have 14,500 employees, and we're based in the Philippines. We do have lots of teams all around the world, and 5,000 kami sa research and development. And we really put effort in developing products again for different end user scenarios. Sorry. And last 2018, we had 10 billion in revenue, by the way. And right now, with data going in and out sa ating homes or even sa cellphones natin, we are investing as well sa cloud
Mark,
computing.
sorry Mark, can
Oh,
I cut
sorry.
you off? Can you
Yes.
please make your audio a little louder? Medyo
Oh, okay.
naghihinaan daw sila. Thank
Sorry.
you.
Okay. How about this one na? Is it okay na?
Sige pa. Baka yung mic mo siguro mas lapit mo
Okay.
ng konti.
Just a sec. Uh, wait. Let me just pause sharing for a bit.
Ayan, ayan. Ayan, nag-change na ng konti.
Okay. Okay.
Ayan, thank
All right.
you.
Do apologize, guys, because the other microphone that I have, kasi it's on a headset, and the audio for that headset isn't as good as the microphone here on my webcam. And again, I do apologize for my background. All right. So again, we are investing heavily on cloud computing for flowing, sharing, generating, screening, and of course, accessing your data on the cloud. Right now, we are on the verge of converting most of the cell phones into 5G. I do use a 4G cell phone, but probably give it a year or 2 years, you can probably get a 5G cell phone for like 5,000 pesos or 6,000 pesos. And hopefully by then, the networks locally will be able to keep up with the demand of 5G. So, yun nga, you might be able to download, access, 1 gigabyte files anywhere you are in the Philippines, and it will be really fast. So that's why we are investing heavily on cloud computing. So may it be on your laptop, cell phones, IoT or Internet of Things, and of course AI computing. However, in the Philippines right now, we are focused mainly on personal and mobile computing, IoT just a bit, and probably AI just a bit. Pero our main focus would be personal computing and mobile computing as well. Okay. And I'll be presenting really quickly lang yung product portfolio namin. So again, I did highlight I'm more focused on motherboards, graphics cards. However, this is our complete product portfolio, and make no mistake, I do know some of these as well. So motherboards, displays, we do have servers and workstations. So first first thing kasi that people come to think about Asus would be Asus, it's for gaming. Even before when I first built my PC or the first time I built a friend's PC, once I say gaming, pare, let's go Asus. Because Asus is synonymous with gaming, but we've expanded our products. Now we are focused na din on servers and workstations, networking, robotics. Yes, we do have robots as well. The robotics icon that you are seeing right now is Zenbo. It's being used as far as I know, in the Taoyuan Airport, Taiwan, the airport in Taiwan, we also have projectors, 21 convertibles, and of course graphics cards, desktops, so like all-in-one desktops, and of course the standalone tower desktops, as well as notebooks, smartphones, IoT or wearables, and of course healthcare. I mean, healthcare is infused na din sa wearables namin. And again, as you can see on the screen right now, I do apologize for the font. I don't have the required fonts installed in my computer. Again, Asus is synonymous with gaming, as you can see here. It was founded in 2006, and it's a sub brand of Asus. So before, kasi Asus was only just motherboards, and it's not really for gaming. But come 2006, they've expanded into gaming, and right now we have tons of products right now for gamers. And of course, for our viewers right now, you might have a gaming desktop that you're using for virtual assistant work, or you're planning on doing virtual assistant work with your gaming desktop. That is completely fine. We are here to educate you about our other products as well. And of course, we are the number one gaming brand worldwide. We do have lots of commendations, awards from different media partners, different magazines. Yeah, we some countries still have printed media. They still give out awards, and we do receive them from time to time, frequently rather. And as you can see, we do have the Asus Cloud as well, using the Asus at Web Storage. I am subscribed to it, and right now it's alerting me to renew my Asus Web Storage. The fee varies depending on the size of the plan that you want. So you can use it for backing up your files, backing up anything that Asus products have that you can access the cloud with. And as you can see, we have 11 awards every day in 2019. Right now, it's 2020. We don't have the exact metrics yet, but pretty sure it will be close to 11, 10, or 12 by the end of the year, every day. And just a quick recap lang then for these awards. We don't get these awards just because we are Asus, but we get these awards because our products are top notch, and it has been stress tested by these media partners that are being shown to you right now, and even Computex. By the way, Computex is Taiwan's largest gathering of different manufacturers for IT. Not It's just not limited for computers. Anything IT under the sun, it will be in Computex. However, because of the unforeseen circumstances from COVID-19, Computex 2020 was canceled. So it will be moved 2021. And for those people na wants to go to Taiwan, it will be on June 1 to 5. You can definitely see Asus there. All right, so let's move on to our work from home essentials. So as you can see, guys, right now people might be on their laptops. Pretty sure most of you are on your laptops. I would say 60 or 70% of our viewers right now are using laptops. 20% would be, or 20% will be using desktops. Then probably 10% would be tablets. There are pros and cons for using each and every device, but this would be your work from home scenario sana, the ideal home setup scenario. You can see your laptop, you can see your LCD monitor, you can see your keyboard, mouse, and headset. And as far as VA work goes, to be honest, please don't take offense. First time ko din marinig yung VA when I was called to do this. Apparently VA work is home based talaga. And if you are home based, it is imperative that you use clear microphone, fast internet connection, or a stable internet connection. So we'll get to that later on. And of course, by the way, again, for the work from home scenario or essentials, you would need a legitimate or a good wireless router, especially if you have like 5 or 6 people in your household and they are using the internet. All of them are using the internet one given time. So we'll get to that later on. So again, this is just the ideal work from home setup. it will vary from one person to another because some people might just need a laptop. Some people might need to use an external monitor with their laptop or their desktop just because they are using a more intensive application that requires a more powerful laptop or more powerful desktop and a bigger monitor. So probably for general work like typing, ganon, laptops would suffice. But for more taxing work like designing, you would definitely need an external monitor for that, or probably a desktop. So these are the offerings that Asus has for you. So let's start off with LCD monitors. I would be just giving you the features muna before we move on to the exact monitors. This is one of the neat things that we have for Asus monitors. We do have this two Brennan certification that you can see on the right hand corner of your screen. It says two Brennan certified. So basically, they are just a group of people or a company that certifies if this certain product or certain process is efficient enough or it can be used for longer periods of time for work. So let's just say that you have a mouse, they will certify it. Oh, okay, you can use this for 8 hours at a time. You won't feel any stress on your hands. And that testing, that rigorous testing that they do, it's also applied for our monitors. You can use our monitors with a two Brennan certification with a blue light filter or eye care technology that we integrate on our monitors for hours at a time. Although I would really suggest that you step away from the monitor screen after 4 or 3 hours and rest your eyes for 20 minutes just to relieve the strain from your eyes or just rest your eyes for a bit. However, if you really need to use the monitor for longer than 4 hours nonstop, with the eye care technology that we've integrated on our monitors, your eyes would still be working fine and not just working fine, and of course, avoid eye strain. Right now, I'm not wearing glasses, and unfortunately, I'm really sorry. I'm not using an Asus monitor at home, and I've been up since 9 a.m. and my eyes are hurting now. And that's the downside of not using an eye care monitor, just like what Asus has on their lineup. And these are the lineups that we have for 18 and 19 inch monitors. And just a quick segue lang. Why would you need an external monitor? If you are using, say, a 13-inch laptop, a 14-inch laptop, medyo maliit siya when you view it. Some people are comfortable with using it. Ako, I don't feel comfortable using a 13 or 14-inch laptop. And at the office, I use an external monitor. It's a 20-inch monitor that I use. And it kind of increases my productivity just because I can shift a group of tabs from my laptop to my external monitor, and some of my applications would be on my laptop. For non-essential applications, what I usually do, it's on the laptop. And for more important applications like Excel, PowerPoint, Outlook, I put it onto my external monitor. Because I mean, non-essential applications like Spotify, because I like listening to music while I'm working. It's on the left side because the arrangement of my workstation is monitor on the left, external monitor on the right, and I do have keyboard, external keyboard on my laptop as well. Then for the 21 inch, we do have the VP228NE and the VP228HE. If you would be needing a laptop, or sorry, an external monitor with an external speaker, you could go for the VP228E, 228HE. And of course, we do have the VL249HE and the VL279HE. The 18.5, the 21.5-inch monitors that you saw on the left side of this PowerPoint presentation, these are TN panels. On the right side, it is IPS. If you want, a more colorful monitor, you could go for the 24 and 27-inch VL series of monitors. And as you all know, as you've heard earlier when I said Discord, si ma'am earlier told me na, oh, that's mainly used for gaming. So, konti segue lang, the VL249 and the VL279HE are 75 hertz in the refresh rate. So somehow, if you are a casual gamer myself, you can utilize it with an AMD graphics card to achieve FreeSync so that you don't have any screen tearing visible on your screen when you are playing games. Or if you consume multimedia as well, you are using 60 FPS. If you are editing videos, you can also utilize the 75 hertz refresh rate then. Although the 60 FPS is capped at 60 hertz, para lang sobrang smooth lang when you are editing your videos. Okay. Then next would be this one, the VP249QGR. So again, for our work from home people, pretty sure some of you that have desktops, call this dual use desktops, mainly used for work but also used for gaming. You can also purchase, or I can also refer you to this one, the VP249QGR. This one has 144 hertz refresh rate. So for the gamers or for the people who know about 144 hertz or fast refresh rates, this one is for you. But for the people who are listening right now, who are tuned in right now na hindi familiar sa ano ba yung fast refresh rate? So basically, if you are capped at 60 hertz or if you have a low-end monitor like me, if you are playing like games, if you are swiping your mouse left to right, you could really see if you're playing games. If you are just using it for browsing, you won't really feel the difference. If you are swiping your mouse left and right, you will literally see that your screen is tearing. So there will be lines visible in your screen that will be screen tearing. But if you have 144 hertz refresh rate and as well as FreeSync or G-Sync enabled on your monitors, those lines will disappear. And if you are really competitive sa gaming, yung talagang todo laro ka to increase your rank or whatever it is that you really want to be competitive in when gaming. So 144 hertz and FreeSync technology will do you good. However, if you're just using it for say web browsing or watching videos, or your work doesn't demand that much, you can only you can I can safely say that you can go for the 18 and the 21.5-inch monitors that I've shown you earlier. But the VP249QGR, again, this is ideal for the multitasker, especially after you're done working, you want to unwind, play games. So this one is the monitor for you. And moving on towards our commercial monitors, if you want a touchscreen enabled monitor, if you are working still as a VA, kung gusto mo lang talaga ng touchscreen, we do have touchscreen monitors as well. A 10-point touch screen monitor, a 16-inch one, and a 22-inch one. So first is the VP168H or 168H. It's wall mountable. Baka malito yung mga viewers natin. Some of our monitors will say base mount or VESA. Some users kasi prefer that their desks are clean, so they will be opting for a wall-mounted or spring mount na VESA mount. So if you say VESA mount, it means that it is wall-mountable or our monitors are wall-mountable. Kasi some of our monitor boxes will only say VESA mount, and you might be confused. VESA mount is synonymous with wall mount. You can mount it on your wall on a swing arm, doesn't matter. Okay. Then, of course, we do have the 22-inch one. It's the VP229H. So, as you can see, it's frameless. It's IPS. So, again, if you want a more colorful screen, you can opt for the VP229H. That's that, guys. All right. And for our on-the-go VA people, right now with the current situation that we are in, I would definitely suggest that you guys stay at home for the meantime until COVID-19 dies down. However, once it's all good, it's all gone, hopefully earlier this year, but if not, hopefully early next year, some VAs might prefer working in cafes. I do prefer working in cafes just because there are a lot of distractions on my desktop. So if you're like me who likes to work in cafes or not at home and you want a secondary screen, you can opt for our Zen Screen MB series of monitors. So these are our it's not pocketable, it's more of a mobile monitor. So we do have a 15.6-inch monitor. This is the MB16AC. Yeah, MB16AC. It's IPS. It will come with Cheri It's not a carrying case. It's more of a protective case that you can double it as a mount. You can mount it vertically or horizontally. If you do mount it horizontally, it will orient itself automatically pag nilagay natin siya sa horizontal orientation. And as you can see, there's a cell phone. Sir, pwede ba ito cell phone? Yes, you can definitely input out of a cell phone as long as it does support external video out. Sir, what else can it do? The MB16 AC, kasi dalawa yung variant namin, MB16 AC and the MB16 AMT. The MB16 AC is just a screen. The MB16 AMT, on the other hand, is touchscreen, by the way, and it does have a battery. If you were to connect it on a cell phone, the MB16 AC will drain out your battery faster ng konti. The MB16 AMT, however, won't drain out your battery just because it has an internal battery inside of it. All right, so okay, nasabi ko na siya. What are the typical user scenarios for the MB series of monitors? So for laptop users, again, for our VAs that prefer working outside of their houses or homes, you can use it as an external monitor. So for phone users, it's more of a multimedia viewing tool as a working tool, but if you want to edit your videos or photos externally on a monitor, you can go for the MB16 AMP and connect your phone to it. And for our console gamers, I haven't tested this yet on a Nintendo Switch. If you do have a Nintendo Switch, pretty sure it can be used as an external monitor for your Nintendo Switch. Right, there you go. So this is the carrying case that I was pertaining to earlier. So you can use it externally, sorry, horizontally or vertically. And as you can see on the guy on the right, it also doubles as your protective case, so the screen doesn't get scratches on it. So again, this is the MB16 AC and the MB16 AMT. It does look the same. The only difference would be the MB16 AMT is touchscreen and has an internal battery. The MB16 AC will only be powered by USB 3.0 on your laptop. Sir, paano kapag walang USB-C yung laptop ko? Because it says on the pictures earlier that it is via USB Type-C. If your laptop doesn't have USB Type-C, we will be providing you a Type-C to Type-A converter. Yung regular USB ports that you see on your laptops or on your desktops dun sa likod, yung pa rectangular, that would be USB Type-A. And make sure that it is colored blue para USB Type-C Type-A. USB 3.0 siya na Type-A. Make sure that it is colored blue. If it's not colored blue, it will not work. It needs to be USB Type-C. Alright, so let's move on. Alright, so sinabi ko na siya. The MB16 AC doesn't have a battery, and the MB16 AP does have a battery built in, but no touchscreen. Then the MB16 AHP has a mini HDMI on it. So if you don't have Type C, you don't have USB Type C and USB 3.0, you can also attach a mini HDMI that will be providing in the box to HDMI on your laptop. And of course, the MB16 AMT with touchscreen and of course a built-in battery that can last up to 4 hours. And it can last longer kapag wala tayo, or sorry, dinim natin yung display natin sa external monitor. All right, moving towards our Pro Art series of monitors. So for our VAs that are planning on taking up design, taking up creating visuals for clients, sometimes the cheaper monitors won't cut it. I mean, right now, if you are starting out, you can go for the VZ239H, or sorry, VZ24 and the VZ27 that I mentioned earlier. You can go for that. However, if you are a professional right now and you're deciding on what monitor you purchase next, because probably you've leveled up, you want a larger monitor, more colorful, color accurate monitor, then the PA and PB monitors would be for you. So this would be the product segmentation, sorry, for our PA series or Pro Art monitors. So for the Pro, we can go for the PA or the Pro Art monitor. So this is more for filmmaking, post production ng filmmaking, and 3D animation, and of course for photographers as well. To be honest, I wish I have this monitor because I do photography from time to time as well. Then PBS for the prosumer. So if you're in the middle of starting out, someone who started out and in the middle of being a really professional graphic designer, you can go for the PB series of monitors that we have on our lineup. So this is for 3D modeling, graphic design, and photography. So it is interchangeable depending on the budget you have on hand or on what skill set that you have right now. So if you're on the middle, you can go for the PB monitors. So again, the target audience would be for the creatives talaga. So when you say creatives, it's a broad term. So it can mean the videographers, the photographers, or the graphic designers. And if you are someone that's really tech savvy, the tech setter who really wants to have a really beautiful setup at home, then the PA monitors are for you as well. So I've said earlier that if you are someone who really nitpicks on the colors that are displayed on your screen, so I'm not sure right now if we have viewers na graphic designers that are really looking into the colors of their outputs. As you can see, the output sRGB rating most of the time for our PA and PB monitors is either 98, 99, or 100% sRGB. And with 16.7 million display colors, you can really see the difference from your run-of-the-mill IPS monitors and, of course, the PA monitors. And for the people who are listening right now, there are three types of monitors kasi. Monitor classifications. You have the IPS monitors, which displays great amount of color. Then TN monitors, which is mainly used for gaming because of their fast refresh rates. And of course, VA monitors, which are the best of both worlds. And it is usually used on curved 32-inch monitors and above. So the PA monitors that we have right now are using IPS monitors, but with the current advancements on our research and development, we are able to integrate fast refresh rates on IPS monitors. Because before kasi, with IPS monitors, you are either stuck with 75 hertz or 60 hertz, but right now, even with our PA 34-inch ProArt monitor, you can achieve 100 hertz on it. And with conventional monitors, I do apologize if the illustration right now, it varies from monitor to monitor or panel for panel. On the left side, yung transition niya from one hue to another is uneven. On the right side, it's really smooth. Kasi as you can see on the left, from white magiging, kunyari lang just imagine it. From white magiging light sky blue siya, then sky blue. You can really see yung pag-differentiate niya. There will be lines displayed on your screen. However, on the right, with the ProArt Monitor series, you can really see it's smooth. You don't have lines displaying on your screen. And of course, ergonomics. Some people would want to have vertically oriented monitors, especially for our graphic designers who are tuning in right now, or who wants to buy a monitor right now. Some of them might have their designs oriented na pahaba or horizontally, or sorry, vertically. So you can flip or sorry, rotate or pivot our monitors 90 degrees. So clockwise or clockwise. And by the way, guys, most of our PA monitors as well are base mountable. Right, moving on towards our actual lineup. So we have for 32 and 28-inch PB monitors, the PB328Q and the PB287Q. By the way, some of you might ask, what's the pricing? So we'll get to that later, probably after we have this talk. So for the PB328Q and PB287Q, it's 100 sRGB and it's 4K. Sir, ano yung 4K? 4,000 pesos ba? No, it's not. 4K is the resolution. As far as I know, it's 2160 by 3180, or I've interchanged it, or I might have messed it up a bit. So, ang difference kasi when you view on a 1080p screen and a 2K resolution, 4K resolution screen is really huge. Coming from a 1080p monitor, once you upscale to 4K, yung icons nyo na malalaki sa 1080p, it's gonna be really, really tiny once you upgrade to a 4K resolution screen. So what will that imply for our graphic designers? So you can really see more when you edit on a 4K resolution as opposed to a 1080p resolution. Then for the PB 24-inch, we do have that as well. This is a more recent version or a more recent product that we've released. We have the PB247Q. This one is factory calibrated. So for the people who are tuning right now, when you say calibration, some monitors kasi like the monitors I've mentioned earlier, the 32 and 28-inch monitors, the PB328Q and PB287Q, might need a little bit of calibration on their colors. So it will be what will happen if you calibrate your monitors? It will be more color accurate. So the reds will match the exact red when you print it as your output. Because some of the people that I know in the industry of graphic design, they print their outputs, and usually if you don't have a color calibrated screen, so when you say, oh, okay, red, yellow, green to sa screen ko, but once it prints out, medyo off red siya, off yellow siya, off green siya. So that would be the disadvantage of having an uncalibrated monitor as opposed to having a calibrated monitor. So for the PB247Q, it's calibrated already in the factory. However, sometimes kasi yung glare from light sources in your area will have an effect on the colors on your screen. So if you have a color calibrator at home, it is recommended that still calibrate a factory calibrated monitor kasi nga iba-iba ang colors kasi if it reflects light. It might not make sense, but depending kasi sa perception ng mata namin, if it's red on a color calibrated monitor, factory calibrated monitor, and may nagre-reflect na yellow light from your room, medyo iba yung perception mo sa mata mo as opposed to the monitor that you are using. So that's why you really need to calibrate your monitor. Right, next would be our complete lineup, medyo complete lineup of our PA series of monitors. We have the PA24AC and the PA27AC. So it really depends on the usage scenario that you'll be using for. The PA24 and the PA32UC and the PA34, these can be used for graphic design and as well as for photography. But the PA32UCX-K, this one is really recommended for broadcasting people na, because it does have tools to help out color calibration for broadcasting. When I say broadcasting, it will be used on TV. The PA24, 27, PA32, and PA34 VC can still be used for video editing, pero yung mga gagamitin na sa Facebook, for YouTube, not broadcasting levels na po na videos. So again, the PA30UCXK, it's gonna be used for broadcasting. But again, if you have deep enough pockets, you can also go for the PA32UCXK. But if you are again starting out, you can opt for the PA24AC and the PA27AC. But if you're on the middle ground na talaga and you really want to take things up a notch, you can go for the PA32UCK and the PA34VC. And you can see here yung different features niya like HDR. HDR stands for high dynamic range. So for some people na nag-edit ng videos, they want it to put sa YouTube na naka HDR. HDR kasi it gives you the whitest whites and the blackest blacks. So it increases your contrast, therefore giving you breathtaking visuals. Yun yung mga nakikita natin when we go to the malls, dun sa electronic stores. When you see really big TVs na nag-preview ng mga landscapes, those are enhanced by HDR. So just imagine having that same amount of quality on your monitor screens does speak a lot for these PA monitors. But again, It's a use case scenario. Not everyone will use HDR, but if you really want to use HDR on your videos, you can do so as well with our PA monitors. And I would also like to point this out. I'm not sure if you can see my mouse pointer. The PA32 UCK does come with this color calibrator here. Sir, is it only for the PA32 UCK? No, it's not. So this one, it's the X-Rite calibrator. This can also be used for other monitors. If you have different monitors at home, or if you are a VA with a team of video editors, you can calibrate your monitors as well using this X-Rite calibrator. So I'm not sure right now if we have a VA right now na may team. You want to, calibrate all your monitors in your office space, you can do so as well with this X-Rite calibrator. That comes included with the PA32 UCK. Then for the PA34 VC, this one is a 21:9 aspect ratio, meaning it is widescreen. Right now, I'm using a widescreen monitor, and if I am editing photos on Lightroom, I can definitely see more kasi mas mahaba siya. But if you are going to use a 4K resolution screen, it is definitely going to be larger. All right, moving on. Okay, so just a quick rundown lang ng mga specifications like the nitty-gritty details of our PA monitors. This one's the PA32 UCK. As you can see here on my left side, this one is 99.5% Adobe RGB. And for DCI-P3, by the way, this is the color space and Direct 2020. These are the color spaces used mainly for video editing, and this one is for graphic design. And pretty sure it's around 99.5% and 100% sRGB as well. So if you are a graphic designer or a photographer in a VA, this monitor is definitely for you. Right. So by the way, the PA monitors, the PA24, PA27, PA34, and the PA32 UCXK, all of these are factory calibrated na po. So once you purchase it, you will see this color calibration testing report. And as you can see on my right side here, these are the color values, by the way. If you are looking for a really color accurate monitor, the first thing that you might want to look for is its delta E values. If it's less than delta 2E, it will mean that the colors are really accurate on your screen. So this this triangle that you are seeing here, this is delta, then E, and it says here delta E is less than 2. So these are for our PA monitors. So next slide would be the PA compatibility or the color calibration compatibility. For the PA32 UCK, again, it will come with this X-Rite I1 Display Pro. However, if you want to use another color calibration tool like the Spider 5, Data Color Spider 5, excuse me, you can definitely use that as well on our PA monitors. And as you can see here, this side here, this is the different peak, yung pinaka-tuktok na color accuracy ng different color spaces. So again, I said earlier, the DCI-P3, the BT2020, these are mostly used on video editing. The sRGB and Adobe sRGB, these are mainly used for graphic design. And right now, the PA32UC stands here. So it's between the BT2020 and kind of surpasses in DCI-P3 and the sRGB. So it is that color accurate. As you can see, the color coverage, again, for DCI-P3 is 95%. That just to give you a visual representation lang then, if you were to edit on a regular monitor, a conventional monitor, you can see on your left what you can see on it and on a conventional monitor. And for a 95% DCI-P3 monitor, these are the improvements that you can get with our PA monitors. Excuse me. Alright, so I did say earlier yung HDR. It's for deeper blacks and whiter whites. Increases contrast, therefore giving you great visuals. So the thing that you see here, the Display HDR 400, Display HDR 1000, it is VESA certified. Hindi basta-basta nakukuha ng monitors yan. It does undergo lots of testing for VESA to give out this badge. these badges, the Display HDR and Display HDR 400. So just goes to show that the panels that we use for Asus PA monitors are that good for us to get these certifications from VESA. Oops. Okay, I thought I skipped the screen. And this one, it's not really big on the feature, but I'm just going to discuss it nonetheless. Most of our PA monitors has local dimming on it. So, it will just mean that the screen or the scene that you are looking at will get equal amounts of light and darkness. On your left, hindi siya local dimming, meaning if it's really black on the top part of your picture, it's all black on the top part of the picture. But with a local dimming monitor, if one spot is dark, it's gonna stay dark. If one spot is lighter and it's near that dark part, mas lighter siya. So per screen or per 384 zones kasi siya per zone on your screen. Depending if it's darker or lighter, our monitors will adapt to it automatically. Unlike conventional monitors, again, that I said earlier, if it's dark all the way, it's just gonna be dark. And with the our PA monitors, then we have this PA calibration technology. Although I would really recommend that you use an external tool to calibrate your monitors. But if you don't have those tools on hand, you can use our PA calibration technology to calibrate your monitor screens. Although this one is done manually. And if you were to use our PA monitors on another device, on another area, and you are going to disconnect it from your laptop or desktop, it will be all the profiles that you are using will be saved on an onboard memory. Just a sec, guys. Okay. Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. Wait lang. Bakit puti lang sa akin? Oh, here we go. And this one is really technical na. I'm just going to explain it as simple as possible. HDCP. So basically, if you encode something, if you have a really high definition video that you are rendering, what will happen kasi is what call this? Oh, yeah. So if you have really high end video, it's and say it's proprietary, then you can copyright it kasi. So with our PA monitors, you can preview anything that you want to copyright on a really high end video na, if it's only for your viewing eyes only or for your company's eyes only, you can preview it almost instantaneously with our PA monitor. So simultaneous, if you are copywriting it kagad, then if you really want to view it kagad, you can use our PA monitors to do that. All right, then next is this one, Thunderbolt. Not all PCs or not all Windows-based PCs are Thunderbolt capable. Most Thunderbolt capable kasi na devices would be laptops from Apple. And most high-end laptops from Apple are Thunderbolt capable. So what does that entail to our customers or end users? You don't need an external power source to power other devices. So for example, you have our PA monitors. You can just connect it to an Apple device that has Thunderbolt enabled on it, and it will power up that monitor without an external power brick. So as you can see here, you can daisy chain multiple monitors from one Thunderbolt enabled laptop. So Thunderbolt enabled laptop, connect it to your PA monitor, then from the PA monitor, connect another Thunderbolt cable on another PA monitor. So you can do that with our PA series of monitors. So baka tanongin nyo lang, sir, how will I know that my USB-C laptop is Thunderbolt? If you have a laptop right now, if you can lift it up, try to look for your USB Type-C on the edges of your laptop. It might be on the back of your laptop, on the sides of it, left or right side. Just check it. If you can see it na Type-C, then may kidlat na icon, like Thunder icon, that means it is Thunderbolt enabled. But if it doesn't have a Thunderbolt icon on your laptop's USB Type-C, it is just a regular USB Type-C 3.0 port. Ayan. Next would be our projectors. So again, Asus is really synonymous with gaming, and I was quite surprised when I first entered Asus. May projectors pala ang Asus. So these are our lineup for our projectors. So we have the Zenbeam E1, the P3B, and F1, and as well as the Zenbeam S2. Okay, so router sa palakagan. Okay, so just a quick rundown lang din ng projectors namin. For the Zenbeam E1, that's our most pocketable and smallest projector. It has a 60,000 milliampere battery, and it can also double as your power bank. So for our VAs that might need to present to their clients off-site, okay guys, I do apologize. You might be hearing our dogs barking. I'm really sorry. I'm just gonna make up my voice louder na lang to drown out the barking sound of our dog. I'm sorry. Then next would be our Zenbeam S2. This was released, if I'm not mistaken, 2019. We still have it on our lineup. This is our next pocketable projector. This one has a 6,000 milliampere battery as well, which can double as a power bank, and it is wireless projection ready. If your phone or laptop supports wireless projection, you can do so as well. And for our P3B, this can be brought along with you anywhere. If you forgot your power brick at home, you can still use the 12,000 milliampere na internal battery, so you can view your PowerPoint presentations, your graphics to clients anywhere without your power brick. And of course, we have the F1. This is our most high-end consumer grade projector. It's wireless projection ready, and as you can see, the 120 hertz rapid refresh rate isn't for everyone, but if you are a gamer as well, you can definitely use the 120 hertz refresh rate to your liking. All right, so this is the most important part as well when you are working from home, the routers. And Asus has routers as well. I would just be discussing then why would you need routers, or why would you need to upgrade your routers. Hopefully you guys are still here. I'm really sorry if it's really technical earlier. So this one, more on casual talk na tayo, just to make things easier for you guys.
Okay,
Right.
noted on that,
Yes.
Mark.
Okay. All right, so here we go. So before, naabutan ko pa to, we had these towers before, and these bulky CRT monitors. For sure, most of our viewers as well naabutan to mga computers na to. And itong modem na dial-up pa. Well, this one is DSL na. Should be a DSL dito sa picture na to, but I mean, here, it's already here. So DSL. This is copper. It was really slow before you own the peak or the highest level of speed that you could only get usually varies from 1 to 2 Mbps lang. And with the advancements of technology right now, we're getting at least 15, 20 Mbps with our connections, diba? However, today, 2020, present time, lots of devices are connected to your Wi-Fi network now. And usually with your Wi-Fi network, Dolores, sorry, are you here? Okay,
Yep.
okay, dito pa. Right now, ma'am, by the way, what internet provider are you using ba, ma'am?
I use Sky Broadband.
Sky
Kasi yun yung
Broadband.
malakas dito sa aming area. Tapos my backup data is smart. Although
Okay.
the backup data is more on my mobile because that's
Mhm.
a requirement for us to have.
Okay. With the smart broadband that you have right now, Dolores, are you using an external router ba or no?
The Sky Broadband has its parang Wi-Fi router tapos
Yeah.
meron ka po pwedeng lagay na LAN din. It's similar to the
Okay.
image you're showing yung nasa kaliwang banda yung may antenna.
Yes. Yes. Okay. And another thing, Dolores, how many users do you have at home ba?
We are 5 in the family, so almost
Mhm.
all of us has connected to it.
Mhm. Okay. Okay, so thank you for your input, Dolores. So
You're welcome.
tinanong ko lang si Ma'am Dolores just because as you heard from her, 5 users at home. And depending on the users at home, they might have 2 cell phones, 2 laptops, or probably 1 cell phone, 1 tablet, 1 laptop. Then si Bunso may desktop. Then si mom or dad might have TV in their rooms, and of course, a living room they have a smart TV. And most of those devices would need um, an internet connection to function, especially if you're gonna watch YouTube videos, Netflix. If you have a desktop at home, of course, you would be needing a reliable internet connection at home to play games without latency issues. And sometimes your ISP router won't cut it. Pag sabay-sabay na yan, I've observed, of course, I'm techie enough to observe it. I've observed it at home then once everyone starts to watch Netflix on their TVs, on their iPads, pag wala nang work, pag tapos na yung work from home nila, magsa-start ng mag-stutter yung gameplay ko. So that's the signal that I need to stop playing games. And I would be up until 3 a.m. just to play games without latency issues because everyone is sleeping na. So another thing that I've observed then is that pag wala akong ginagawa and I'm done working and everyone is still working like 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., I start playing games and sasabihin ng mom ko, bumagal yung internet. Then yung ate ko din, hindi ako makapag-con ng maayos because they can't hear me, robotic yung voice ko because I'm hogging the bandwidth. That's the disadvantage that stock routers that your ISPs give you that na disadvantage niya. So that's why you might need to upgrade your router because it doesn't have the necessary power needed to route bandwidth effectively. Kasi if you still use the ISP routers, kasi if someone gets all the bandwidth, they will retain all that bandwidth, and the other users that are connected on your router will get the crumbs out of your bandwidth. Hopefully, I'm making sense. So another thing that I might discuss na din, just to give you a more accurate representation of bandwidth. Just imagine na lang, um, sa isang karinderya, there's only one person na nagsaserve ng pagkain. And suddenly, just a sec. Okay. Right. Yan. So one person is serving food. Then there's like 20 persons na nakaline up for food. That's for example, that would be the users in your household. Then that one person serving your food is your internet. So sobrang bagal kasi lahat kayo nakapila. But if you have three or more persons na nagsaserve ng pagkain, it's gonna be faster for everyone to have their fill. So yun yung pinakamadaling analogy that I can give you guys why you need to upgrade your router. Oops. Okay. So just gonna breeze through it. Yung features ng routers namin, we have powerful antennas, 3 or 4 powerful antennas that can penetrate walls. Although this 300% better wall penetration might vary depending in your house because most of the houses in the Philippines are built with concrete. Then it's mostly 3-in-1. You can use it as an access point, as a repeater, and as a router. And most of the time, if you have modem from your ISP, you might need to use it as an access point lang. And this is an example of the user interface for our routers. On the left is our high-end gaming routers. On the right is more of our consumer routers, which can also be used for gaming. I'm just gonna skip this one. This is more of the setup ng router namin. Just gonna skip this one. I mean, it's really straightforward. Once you plug it in, and once you start using it, it will have instructions once you connect your cell phone onto it. All right, so this is the Asus router app. So it can be downloaded on iOS and Android-based devices. So these are the things that you can do with your mobile app. So you can set up your Wi-Fi, your router information. If you want to configure your router, you don't need a desktop or laptop to do it. So you can use your cell phone to do it. You can monitor connected devices. You can block them. You can limit their bandwidth if they're downloading large amounts of files. You can throttle their speed a bit, and of course, you can activate guest Wi-Fi. And as I've said, from number three, you can control user bandwidth and access. So ECQoS, once you turn it on, if you want to prioritize one device over the others on your network, you just drag and drop them. It's that easy. Excuse me. So for small families, say three or two users lang, or if you are living in a condominium or a small apartment, and you are using fiber internet, this one is a nice starter router for you. But it really depends on how many users there are in your household. So this one is the AC53. So it's our kind of our entry level router. So this is for an apartment with 10 to 15 devices. However, it also depends on the speed that you have for your broadband or your fiber or copper DSL connection. So again, this is really useful if you have a fiber connection because it's AC already. It is Wi-Fi AC. So it has three antennas for 10 to 15 simultaneous connections covering up to 250 square meters. And if you have kids at home, if you are three users in your household and one is your kid, pwede pong i-ano siya, pwede siyang i-block, pwede siyang mag-block ng certain websites that you don't want your kids to access it. And for employees, if you have, like me, I do have a small business going on soon. I would be probably purchasing this one because I don't want my employees browsing Facebook while they're working, probably after work hours. Because with this AC53, you can set time kung kailan nila pwedeng i-access yung websites na yun. Say after 6 p.m. or after 7, you can browse Facebook if you want. The next is the RTAC 1300 UHP. UHP stands for HP stands for high power, not ultra high powered. High powered antenna. So if you have a bigger space, then this one is for you with 15 to 20 internet devices. Then this one is the RTAC59U. This one is for, again, apartments, but if you have 4 to 5 users with 15 to 20 internet connected devices at one given time. And of course, this one is the RTAC68Q. I would just be discussing quickly what AI mesh is. AI mesh is somehow a better version of a Wi-Fi extender just because you don't need to switch access points. It what we call it is roaming. So if you go from one place to another, you don't need to switch access points. It just automatically connects to the nearest access point. And of course, mas stable yung speed niya and yung bandwidth mo won't be cut. So meaning if you have 15 Mbps, you are still going to get 15 Mbps from that other access point. As opposed to using a Wi-Fi extender, usually if you have 15, you're only going to get 12 or 11 Mbps. And this one has AI protection as well. It's kind of a web-based internet security. So if you are going to access a restricted website, I know Google Chrome has that feature as well, but if you are using, say, another web browser, it will pop out na this Asus router has deemed that this website is infected, so do not visit it. So ganun ang ginagawa ng AI protection. Oh, sorry. If you have, say, 30 to 40 connected devices or 50 connected devices, this is ideal na din for small offices then. Then we have our newest Zen Wi-Fi CT8. So this was released earlier this year or late last year. So for large homes, so say 300, 400 square meters na combined floor area ng houses, this one is definitely for you as well. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 antennas. So sobrang lakas ng bato ng Zen Wi-Fi Zen Wi-Fi CT8. So up to 60 devices. Even with heavy uses, you will still get your fair share of bandwidth. So even if you are gaming or if you are viewing 4K resolution on your TVs, you won't really feel that there are other internet users at home. But of course, you might need to have a fast internet connection of at least 50 Mbps for the Zen Wi-Fi CT8 para magamit mo or ma-maximize mo siya. Alright, I think this is the part where Miguel comes in. Just a sec. I'm just gonna pause share. I'm just gonna double check that this is Miguel's part as well. Just a sec, guys. Oops.
Hi, Mark. I can take it from here. I can
Alright.
share my own file.
All
It's
right.
okay.
So I guess that's it. Thank you so much, guys. Hopefully, I was able to share my knowledge with you. So I'm gonna stop screen sharing, and Miguel will take over.
Wow, Mark. This is such a monster presentation, ha?
I do
Nakakatulo ng
apologize.
laway.
I do apologize, guys.
No, you don't have to. It's just that with all of these things that you have presented to us, of course, we are in an awe. Parang everyone was, oh my, ang ganda naman. So, syempre, ang tanong dyan is, how affordable would it be? Who is going to tackle kaya this time? Is it going to be Nigel?
Miguel, yes. Miguel will be the one
Okay.
to present and
Grabe.
share his
You
screen.
know, I'm not a graphic designer. I'm not
Uh-huh.
but my daughter kasi is, and I think there's a lot
Oh,
of questions about graphic designing thing, no?
yes, yes,
And
yes.
it's really capturing for us kasi I'm not be into graphics pero I also do my YouTube channel, and I
Mm-hmm.
find it syempre gusto ko magpo-provide ako ng quality content and
Yes.
the beauty of the content itself.
Mm-hmm.
The question for me at the back of my head again is, how much is it going to cost us? So are we going to discuss that with Nigel now?
Uh, Later after Miguel. So kasi yung portfolio, the product portfolio that Asus has,
Yeah.
from the pretty much budget oriented people up to the ones needing serious firepower for their workload, we do have that large enough portfolio to fill in that gaps. So
Mm-hmm.
kung talagang sa budget tayo, if you don't want to spend that much, we have that specific hardware for you.
Yes,
But
yes,
if you
certainly.
want to go big, we have the specific hardware for you.
Yeah, especially Mark kasi that's the idea, no? That's why I reached out to you kasi nga I want the community to have a total package, no?
Mhm.
We provide almost everything. Parang
Mhm.
solution based kami for those who
Mhm.
are aspiring to become a VA. So
Yeah.
parang kino-complete package natin, and I want them to have something na pagdating sa equipment, ano ba yung dapat namin at saan kami dapat pumunta at ano yung dapat
Mhm.
kong i-avail. So beginner ako, of course I may not be spending too much from the
Yes.
highfalutin whatever it is that you showed us, but at least again, having you beside us as a partner,
Thank you.
it will really be of a big help. So these are the things that we look forward to. Again, naglaway ako doon sa mga pinakita mo. I want to have the screen tuloy.